Oh my good god.
I'm sick.
I'm diseased.
I don't even remember what happened in Donbrothers at this point. It's gone. That was the entire season.
That was it.
That was the entire season of X8, yeah. Oh,
wow.
Thank you for giving that to me. Hold on. Brother, I'm sick. I'm fucked up. Hold on.
Boy,
I'm fucked up. I'm so fucked up.
I'm twisted.
Oh my god.
I'm tilted.
I'm fucking tilted at the towers.
Oi, yay.
Thanks for coming, Paul.
Oi.
Wait, that's gonna be like so loud. Oh wait, it's actually muted.
I'm going to have you both.
I'm gonna have you both.
I'm going to have you both be a part of my team. Why is the camera zooming in?
That's literally how it was like. It's the same.
I'm going to have you both be a part of my team. Why is the camera zooming in?
It's the same. It's the same.
It's the same. That was the whole episode.
That was the whole. That was that entire
I'm
scene.
light-headed.
Oh, Ninja, thank you so much for the bit, for the Among Us bit.
Wow.
I am sick. I need like the rest of the week off.
That's it. Yeah.
From anything, like, don't talk to me. Don't. I can't deal with it. That was the most insane. Thank you. Nothing happened.
Absolutely not.
And also, everything happened.
I have never known so little happen in such an intense way.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be getting that one.
I don't think I've lost my temper.
Vale was saying something like demons need to be cunts. He was telling Vice to stop being a pussy. Basically.
Yeah, he was like, Iki will break up with you eventually, so you should break up with him first and kill him also.
It's all set. You know, it's all set up. Like, I'm not actually complaining for sure.
Yeah, no, it's
because it seems
definitely
like
all going
coming to a head the next 2 episodes. But fucking Jesus,
I've never had something set up at me so aggressively before. Geist, I know they said his name so many times, but it's just in my head. The Geist man is so fucking funny.
He's so funny. You think you're so funny. They literally went in there and were like, I need you to act more than ever.
The most. Like, you've been acting the whole time, but you need to turn that shit up.
I need you to act. The same with Daiji. They were like, bro, do you want to act today?
Bro,
are you tired of being the least talked about character? Because that shit's over with.
Now's your time. I think except for the bit where it was like the first scene of him talking to George and the bit where they're in the weekend base, he literally ran into shot of every fucking scene.
Ran in and out of every shot.
Oh. Jeez.
He's been waiting to act since Evil died. Literally. It's like none of that was in the script, and he was like, I'm going to play the scene how I think it should be played. Okay, like before they roll the scene, they're like, hey, do you mind if I do a little improv? Like not the lines, but like a little improv and delivery. And they're like, sure, why not? Go ahead. And he's like, all right, got it. And then he just like went insane. He like took some fucking Adderall and just went insane.
Go fucking nuts. Hoy.
Oh my god.
Ow.
Oh, the Pomeranian instant.
He's fucking yapping. Oi. That whole scene with Hannah and Sakura and the fucking hangers-on was literally pointless, but I'm so glad
that was
they
the
did
best part of that.
That was so fucking funny.
That was the last scene before everything went insane.
That was like the closest to normal we got, and it was still like a cut every 2 seconds. Oh
my god!
Genuinely, Donbrothers was so subdued.
That was just a normal episode. That was a tried and true Sentai trope.
That literally
Well, kind
was
of.
like, yeah.
As
Except
tried and
for-
true as you can get with Donbrothers.
And then they got the robot. That genuinely, for real, I feel like we watched Donbrothers last week.
We did. It's only been an hour and a half.
Oh,
We've only been live for an hour and 20 minutes.
fuck hell.
Oh my god. Oh, you can throw those in Stream Talk, is where you can throw those stereo. Oh my god. I'm sick. I'm just sick.
I've got maladies now. I'm ailed by these things. Oh,
I'm so sick.
I'm not coming back from that. That's it.
Oh.
I'm finished.
Woo!
I'm washed.
I don't know what to say. Like, my dick fell off. Like,
Incredible episode of television. I think. I hated that. Oh. Oi.
I feel like I need, like, a depressant or something.
Yeah, I need to fucking relax.
I need to take some downers, like...
I'm too fucking high strung. I'm not gonna sleep all
I need to
week
go to
now.
therapy.
I need to talk to someone about that.
Fuck me.
I'm literally resting my head against the pop filter of my mic.
Akemi was the doctor lady who was sort of always just an auxiliary character, not really anybody
She-
that I cared about as a person.
Genuinely, she showed up like 4 times before
She
all
was
this
that.
stuff.
She was that character that would like tell Hiromi that he was fucking dying.
Yeah, she was the one who's like, you've got the body of an 80-year-old. That was
Yeah,
her.
that was her.
And she...
And
That was kind of
for like
it.
2 weeks I confused her with Hiromi's other friend who was a traitor.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought that was
Tsukasa.
her, I thought that was her. And then when she showed up after that character died, I was like, didn't she die? But it wasn't. It wasn't.
She did
it
give him
wasn't her.
bad coffee.
Yeah, she gave him bad coffee. Then she was sort of like the third wheel of like characters in Phoenix who know that Phoenix is bad, but are just sort of still going to their job and like doing things for Phoenix. What does Daichi?
She did...
What does Daichi do all day?
What
what's
is
his
his
job?
job?
He's like the
What?
head of like the combat division or whatever. But like, what's his day to day? Like, yeah, she was doing it for the paycheck. She had bills. Like, she had bills to pay.
Daiji sits there. Exactly.
molds,
He
he seeds.
seeds.
He runs
He-
around. He
Have you
jumps
read
off the airship.
that fucking scene from Seinfeld where he goes up to George, he's like, have you ever seethed?
I've
I
molded.
seethe all the time. Constant
Do
seething.
you cope? Ugh. He does not cope, as it turns out.
As it happens, no one was coping. The fact that when George was like, I'm going to pull a ruse on the director and I'm going to transform and beat his ass, the fact he was sweating
He's sweating.
profuse, like wide-eyed, like he was, like he'd had a fucking shot of adrenaline.
It's, you know,
Stood
the
like
reason he was sweating is because I could tell because they had fucking stage lights on. Like,
Yeah,
that room is
that was
room is
real.
packed up with like industrial grade stage lights. And anybody who's ever been under stage lights knows how hot that shit gets.
Yeah, for real. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Fuck. There's nothing even to talk about.
Yeah, I'm coping.
George is your second fiddle with Daiji's whole thing now. I mean, it's fucking hilarious though.
It's so funny that for like literally for the last 3 weeks he has been sat at his PC. Like
George-
just listening to Daiji come in and fucking talk about how evil the director is, and he's
I-
like, "Yeah, it's fucked up. Do you want to do something about it?"
I don't really want to admit it, but it's true that Daiji or George is going the same way as Waz, where he was clearly a character that was meant for something.
Oh fuck, it's
and
true.
They fucking pushed out hardcore because he got too popular.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that's. Oh bullshit! You're right. That sucks.
Clearly a character who was meant for something like evil.
He was like, yeah, definitely like intended as some manner of antagonist, and it's like, no, we can't do that.
But,
The people like him too much. Stop hiring such fucking charismatic actors to play your villains, and then getting surprised when people
The thing about
like.
George is he's not even a good actor.
No, he's not.
He's
But
actually
clearly
kind of bad.
having.
He's having the time of his life.
He is like evidently enjoying himself so much to be doing this shit.
He's the best actor in this. Actually, he's the best actor in the show. I think you'll find. He seems to be a guy that they hired because he likes Kamen Rider really, really bad.
Like he was like, I was born to be in it.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, okay, sure.
Sure.
And he's like, I can supply you so many DX toys. And they were
I
like,
have all this shit on hand.
You don't have to go to like find a storage that has SH figure arts in it. I have them. They're already posed. I can bring them into the fucking set. And they were like, okay.
That was definitely his figure arts Ichigo in that one scene.
It was his. Do you remember the scene where he had like
With all of them on the
dozen of
table?
them? Yeah.
Yeah, that was his.
They'd probably be like, bro, we left one of the fucking Vice stamps in storage. And he's like, don't worry, bro, I got one.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh my god. But it's clearly the same thing that happened to Woz, and they're like, I kind of in the opposite way, the same thing happened to Stacy.
Yeah.
Where, except that they rewrote the plot to be about him.
Yeah. Fuck me. We keep doing this lately.
Yeah, Woz's thing was worse. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not too busted up about, like, George being taken off the table as, like, a serious player or, like, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because it's funny, and I don't care.
With Woz, it was like...
With Woz, it was like, we have to rewrite the entire show now.
Yeah, we've
make
basically
it worse.
Ruined our whole plot by taking out what was clearly going to be a central antagonist and making him nothing at all. Making him the Wagamao guy.
Wagamao guy.
Wagamao.
Look, I don't want to hear that, okay? Because everybody pushed back on me when I fucking berated Zenkaiger for not having a plot. And now everyone's like, oh, that shouldn't have a plot. Fuck you. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because you're right.
Genuine.
People did like Kuroto. Oh, I didn't, but people like Kuroto for being a villain. I don't know why they liked him. They were wrong, but
they were wrong, but people definitely did.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're just afraid.
Yeah.
To love.
No commitment, no belief in their own vision. Sad.
People like Kagero. People did like Kagero, and now Daiji is neurotic. So
yeah. It turns out when you kill your inner demon,
you become fucking neurotic.
It's like it's maybe like having an inner demon of in some capacity is like normal.
Now he's just fucking crazy.
Now he's just unfucking hinged constantly.
But if that's actually where this is going, you know how in the promo they were like, Daichi's
it's like you've
weird.
been acting weird.
Yeah, what if it's actually like, by the way, Daichi's fucking insane now because Kagero is fucking dead.
Yeah.
We're afraid of having to kill them. Maybe, yeah. If they were gonna have to kill Woz because he was an antagonist, you can't bring him back anymore.
Yeah,
which is funny because they never.
Kusaka.
What I don't want to hear about Kusaka.
No, but he is insanely popular and he's evil and he's died in almost everything he's been in.
And with your help, we can kill him again.
Next time he shows up, we'll add another one to the count.
Oh man. Which is funny because they never did write a Time Woz. Or brand
Can
new.
you imagine what that would?
What was this called? Brand New Day? No, that was the name of the song. Next time. Next time. Gates. Who gives a shit what it was called?
Was it? I actually don't remember. My god, Geo is getting further and further
It
from my
was
memory every day.
called Common Rider Geo Next Time Gates Majesty.
Next time, there you go.
So they never did Next Time was. In fact, they explicitly announced they weren't doing that.
Did they? I didn't remember that. That's
They like went on
funny.
Twitter and they were basically like, "Yeah, we're not doing a was."
We won't be doing that.
Or
You've had enough of it.
Tsukuyomi for that matter. It's so weird that Geo only got one VSIN.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The show was like decently popular, wasn't it? I mean, the toy line was.
I mean, it's
maybe
sold,
the ratings were bad.
Dynamite. Maybe I wouldn't actually be surprised if the toys sold great, but the show was like, no, we don't want more of that. It is. I do half remember was his backstory, where it's like he was a member of the Resistance, and then he infiltrated like Omagio stuff, and then he turned evil. So it's like all we know is he definitely fucked that old man, and that's it. That's as much as you get to hear about was.
Yep. I like when I go on Writer Wiki and they have like a mile-long error list of things that the movie did wrong. Not like objectively. I mean like shit like sounds not being right or like continuity errors. Not continuity like canon continuity, like film continuity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like continuity between shots.
Mm-hmm.
When Fize enters the code on Fize Blaster, the sound for enter key is not heard. Disgusting. How could you forget that?
How could you possibly?
When Oz uses the fucking Putotira thing that I can't pronounce. In the bazooka mode, the Gokun sound effect is not played. Disgusting! How could you forget that? They probably don't have it anymore.
They actually, probably the reason they don't use those sound
When
effects is they
someone
don't have them.
When someone double Fang Joker presses the Fang portion of Fang memory, the proper sound effect is not used, nor does it announce any mode change. Come on!
The fuck up. Nothing.
In addition, Double Fang Joker was stuck in a 180 degrees clockwise kick when using Fang Strider. It didn't spin and implies the editor used doubles scene of a pre-attack sequence. They used the raw footage!
Fuck right off. That's funny.
I hate. It doesn't
We
even
have
matter.
no QC department.
This marks the return of. Who cares? The intro is narrated by White Waz. In the Prime Rogue special, the build driver uses the ride watch insert sound. You know, they started doing that at like the very, very tail end of build, and it wasn't that. It was like the equip sound for the driver started inexplicably using the equip sound for the Geo driver instead. Or I think
That's
it was
what they had on hand.
But they should have already had the old sound. It
They
was still
clear
fucking filming.
They just clear that shit out the minute the new sound effects come in. It's like, no one will notice. This is such... It's a thing I remember, but from fucking Rider Time Shinobi. When Atari, I think, when his belt, or when he gets the fucking shuriken thing out, it makes the Ryuki belt noise.
No, it doesn't.
Just because they were making Rider Time Ryuki at the same time, so they just had that sound. They were like, yeah, fuck it. We need a belt noise, just stick any old shit on there.
Whatever.
Is my theory anyway, but there's no other fucking reason to use that.
Continuity of placement. Rider Time Shinobi takes place in 2022. No, it doesn't.
Damn right now. It's 2022 and you're still on that same bit.
As per Rider Time, Kamen Rider Decade vs. Geo, Shinobi is the only Rider Time spin-off not written by NOA, which is why it was decent. I'm not going to say good.
Fine.
It was watchable.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was not something that I would ever watch more than once.
No, for real. Oh my god, that's right. That was the plot, wasn't it? I actually did forget that till you said it.
I don't.
Yeah, everyone in the world was ninjas to solve the energy crisis.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that was awesome.
That was actually I fucking hope we do that this year. That would be so cool if everyone starts casting flame ninjutsu.
We got a few months left. We can figure that out.
Yeah, I mean it's only May.
Shinobi Sweet.
Shinobi Sweet. Oi.
I'm so sick. I'm so tired.
Had enough of this terrible life.
I've had enough of this franchise, these shows, these people.
The tangle of their lives. Diseased.
They're not going to do Shinobi. They're not going to bring it back as a gag. If they were going to bring Shinobi back as a gag, they would have done it in Kamen Rider Century.
Oh fuck, that's right.
That literally they would. That movie came out this year, right?
Yeah.
If they were going to bring Shinobi back as a gag, they would have done it in that movie. Let me check. I don't even know what the movie is actually called. Beyond Generations.
Beyond Generations, nothing. Presumably that'll be subbed before long, because I know the rules are up.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I've seen fucking...
No, sorry, that movie did come out last year.
Oh,
it came out in December of last year, so, like, barely. Yeah, maybe the summer Tyson will have a...
Fuck, I hope so.
I'm sorry, is Saber in this movie? Oh, right, it is Saber. It's the Saber Revice movie. I was like, where's the Sentai? But it's not a Sentai movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, because I forgot Revice is, like, ending soon.
Fuck me, it is, isn't it?
Hi, Galaxy Rebel, thank you. I'm looking forward to it, too. Why is this a winter movie? I don't know. Who gives a shit? Here's a list of characters that are in this movie. Iki, Vice, Daiji, Sakura, Hiromi. That's right, Hiromi's still in this. Toma, Mitaro, Kengo, Buster, Kenzan, Slash, Sophia as Caliber, Yuri,
always now.
Sabella, Durandal, Century, and Ichigo. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
And George, May.
Mm.
Clone Riders.
Yeah, this thing.
Oh, I don't want to say this list out loud because I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
It's like a lot, right?
It's just like way too much.
It's kind of a bit his what? With his dick out?
With his dick out? Oh my god,
with his dick out?
Oh god, the Deadmans are still in this movie.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's right. Ichigo is played by his kid. I forgot.
That's cool.
That is cool. I knew there was a reason this movie was actually worth. You're sick. Barkless?
No!
You're sick!
You're sick! No! Why did you keep that? Why do you have that still?
Here are the evil riders who are in this movie. This isn't really anything because they're all just like unnamed characters.
Yeah.
The Devil Rider Corps. Okay.
No.
Shocker. The 2 Shocker Riders, which is insane.
Okay.
Oja, Eternal again.
Always.
Fucking Sorcerer.
No.
Yes, Kamen Rider Sorcerer from Wizard.
No. Fucking Sorcerer. No.
Duke. Yongo.
Ooh, what the fuck are you talking about, Yongo?
And Barkless.
Not Yongo.
Yes.
I was gonna fucking laugh because that guy being
yeah. In anything.
Imagine
Sorcerer, Barkless, and Yongo.
What in
How the fuck do they have those suits still?
For real? Who said we needed to keep those?
Sorcerer
was
a recolor anyway.
Is it not just?
It's like a White Wizard recolor. Is it not?
Wise Man with like a new head and like new.
It's like I think it's like a kit bash of White Wizard and like some amount of Infinity.
Yeah,
see, this is a good kit bash. This is a good recolor because it was a movie villain, and also it looked good. Yongo, on the other hand, you're insane.
You are fucking up big time putting that guy in anything again.
You are insane to death.
How can
you're insane to death?
How can he
you're fucked.
be in? I know it doesn't matter, but of all the places to pull somebody from, fucking
the DVD
Drive special.
It's a good special. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a good special, but like
Yongo was not the memorable part of that special. Hi,
wasn't,
Arthur.
and also, it never happened. I don't think he exists.
He doesn't. But like, who gives a shit?
I mean,
I
know
don't
that
think
doesn't
like Sorcerer
matter,
exists either because he was from like an alternate dimension
Magic
or some
Land,
bullshit.
right? So many of these guys aren't real. Go did fucking die. Everyone died in that, but Go especially.
Go died a lot.
It all happened because Go died. I know. I somehow this keeps coming up, but I've said it before, but it's so fucking funny that in
Are you sick?
Tyson GP they just killed Go and kept him dead in the movie. That was so awesome.
I'm looking at the Writer Wiki page, and this absolute sick sentence is in keeping with Wizard's forms' similarities to Kuga's forms. That's a loaded statement right there, but I'll let you. I'll continue to let you have that.
I suppose.
And it's like the same. You'd be like, "Oh, Kiva's forms are
yeah,
fucking Kuga." It's like whatever.
What the fuck?
Sorcerer appears to be the analog to fucking Daguva, having a color scheme opposite to Wizard Infinity, and being a villainous member of the enemy race. That's not quite Wizard.
Literally, can you shut the fuck
but
up?
It's true. Objectively, that those things are accurate statements. It is an opposite color scheme to Infinity States.
True.
And Kuga Ultimate and Daguva were alternate color palettes of each other.
They were. It's true, but
his helmet resembles Wizard Infinity Styles helmet. Well, there's a good reason for that. You fucking idiot.
It's just not something you would ever say. Yeah.
It's just not a thing.
It's not. It's nothing.
It's just not a thing that a human being would say and actually believe. Not like ever.
It's a reach, by the way, to say that Wizards' forms are like analogous to Kuga's. It's a reach to say that about Kiva as well, but like
at least
Land
with Kiva, it's like that was probably intentional.
Yeah, like it's the same colors.
You can say that about Kiva because it's the same colors and they had like analogous weapons.
Yeah,
Wizard doesn't have weapon forms.
No,
all of his forms use the same weapon.
He only shares 2 of the same colors.
Yeah, there's no purple.
Yeah, like there's no yellow Kuga.
Shut the fuck up, yellow Kuga. It's Agito. Shut the fuck up, yellow Kuga. Give me some real Kuga. Shocker. Oh god. Okay. Scorpion Man. Jagger Man. They got Jaguar Man. They put Jaguar Man in this movie.
What?
Scorpion Man. Bearded Lizard Man. That's not real.
That's nothing.
I'm so tired of being alive.
I'm exhausted hearing all this information. It's terminal. Oi,
Hey, what's up? What's up? No, don't talk about Condor Man again.
I was already told to shut the fuck up for talking about Condor Man tonight.
Stickbug, what the fuck?
What the
How
fuck?
the fuck are you stickbugging me right now? I wish when they displayed on screen that they would also move, but I get why they can't.
Yeah. That's
Get
unbelievable.
Stickbugged.
Fucking stickbug. That guy got drinked earlier too.
Get fucking drinked, idiot.
Fucking drinked, idiot.
I still don't really get what that had to do with Gokaiger. Not like texturally or whatever, like design wise, like.
What was with the Licorice Pirates look?
I don't know. I need to look.
Of all things.
He was pirating. I mean, yes, but that doesn't that's nothing. No, I mean visually.
Yeah, with the 2 sides of the face thing and the pink and the black. What was?
That's what I was saying.
What did that mean? Kaizokuki.
Okay, fuck you. I don't need to know what the history of the character is based on a pirate and an octopus. I can fucking tell that. What the fuck does that have to do
with fucking Gokaiger though?
Oh my
what
God.
did you mean by that?
I knew it. No. It doesn't. It does not elaborate. It says, "But the combination design motifs could also be based on Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean." As if Pirates of the Caribbean invented Davy Jones, right? Whatever. Okay. The sword that he used is from Goatger, and I knew I recognized it.
What?
I knew that I recognized it. Okay, it's from this cunt.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized that fucking sword.
My fucking God.
It's this cunt's sword. I'm sick.
I'm sick.
I'm sick.
He pirated it.
No, I know, but like every other one so far has had a pretty like through line for the design. The only through line for the design on this one is that it's Gokaiger, but like the 5-man one was a globe because they're Earth Sentai. Like the Zyuohger one was based on the Zyuohger's logo.
The Lupin Ranger one had like the top hat and it had like the hands on the chest holding fucking treasure and stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can read into these designs.
Yeah,
and this one was like
the fucking what was last week? The Go Buster one had fucking the glasses, the sunglasses, and the cheetah.
The big glasses eye.
But this one was just like pink and blue, cotton candy ass. For no reason. I'll thank you for the head pads.
Actually, I guess he is kind of analogous to the O-Ranger one because what the fuck was going on there?
That's at least consistent at this point because now all that we seem to know about O-Ranger is that there was a pyramid.
The moral of the story.
There was a pyramid man. There was a Pyramidas.
There was a Pyramidas.
What was it called in Sentai?
King Pyramider?
King Pyramider. I said we have this. I ask this every fucking time.
Because who fucking knows? King Ranger.
Because I just can only remember Pyramidas. Because sorry,
it's a better name.
O-Ranger, but Pyramidas does sound cooler.
Yeah. Rob knows about O-Ranger.
Oh no, you don't. I know about O-Ranger from the two-parter from Gokaiger. They had O-Red there, and O-Pink. Yeah, O-Red and O-Pink were there.
Fuck, that's
It was like one of the only times in Gokaiger like 2 of them showed up.
Burning popularity of O-Ranger.
Well, it was. I know about Gunmaz, and so does fucking Zenkaiger because that was the only thing they referenced. for absolutely no reason. Gunmazen.
I forgot about Gunmazen.
Because it sucks.
I always forget. It does suck. God's name. I know about O-Blocker.
O-Blocker, yeah.
The man himself.
By God's light.
I smite you.
That's gonna happen in Donbrothers.
Oh fuck! Inu Brothers gonna do that.
Speaking of Donbrothers, it's been 10 episodes already, and not a whisper of a 6th Ranger yet. It's refreshing.
Right, I was thinking.
Refreshing.
I'm enjoying it.
I hope he
never
shows up.
I was thinking about that earlier. Yeah, what?
What if he just doesn't?
What if it's? What if they're just like, yeah, Zenkai Black counts? What if that was it?
That's it, idiot. That's all you get. Anyway, right now, Inoue is waging an epic battle to just hold them off as fucking hard as he can. He is like holding the line where like Toei's suits are just like beating the shit out of him, begging him.
They're fucking whipping him with sticks. You will fucking sell more toys, and he's like, no, I will never.
I love Donbrothers is so funny because I watched every episode of Gokaiger like 3 times, and I can count there's maybe 2 or 3 episodes that are like really deep, like not really important plot only episodes. They don't use Gokai changes in like other teams. And out of the like 49 or 50 episodes, I would say 45, 46 of them all have at least one Gokai change in them. This episode goes like lengths of time without them using the gimmick because it's Inoue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and they're all those are in a way.
But even the episode that Inoue wrote for Gokaiger had like 3 or 4 Gokai changes in it. Because they used like I can literally go look. I can literally go look as I can kind of remember the teams. Sex.
It would be so funny if, like, when was the last time we didn't have a 6th? Was like
the last time there wasn't a 6th ranger.
Osager?
Yes, but technically no.
Well, I mean he counts, but like he's not normal.
It was Bioman, Maskman, and Jetman. I could remember. That's not to your question, to my question. The last time that we didn't have a 6th ranger was like fucking Go-Go 5.
Fuck.
I mean, in terms
true.
of like the narrative,
yeah,
like,
having a guy in that place, yeah, that's true. There was that bounty hunter guy, but he was nothing.
He was in the
right?
movie. He wasn't in the actual show. That was his movie guy.
Never knew that.
Yeah, but like,
but surely
take your pick.
Violet.
Take your pick as to whether or not which one of those guys fits the role.
There's a
But
bunch.
according to Gokaiger, technically neither one of them count
That's fucking funny.
because they had to make room for Gosei Knight on that thing. I guess they wanted to be an equal 15. They decided that they wanted, because Gokaiger was the 35th season, so they wanted Guy to be the 16th, I think. Is he 16th or 15th? They wanted Guy to
Aggressively culling guys out.
so they just cut a guy out.
Fuck him.
Yeah, they wanted Guy to be the 16th silver. So they wanted to have a nice, clean, even 15. So they tacked Gosei Knight in there, and they cut Geki Chopper. I assume it would have been Geki. I mean, he fits the narrative bill for like a 6th Ranger or whatever. Dragon Ranger, Kiva Ranger, King Ranger, Mega Silver, Time Fire, Gal Silver, fucking Shurikenger, fucking Abare Killer. Barely counts. Deca Break, Mad Shine, Boken Silver, Gold, and Silver. See, that's the trick, is that Gold and Silver both count, which they do.
Fuck you. They do, but like...
Shiken Gold and Gosei Knight.
Gosei Knight is not a 6th. Like,
Gosei Knight is not a 6th. You know,
narratively...
that technically
but,
makes it the only time that there were 2 golds in a row, Go on Gold and then Shinken Gold.
Oh, fuck me, that's true.
It doesn't really, like, it does count, but like...
Yeah, but it's different.
It's different.
It's an exception. It's like how having gold and silver in Q Ranger and then going into a guy who was gold and silver, it's also not.
Annoying. Why isn't Bull Black? Yeah, that's what I say. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Legally.
I mean, if Gosei Knight counts,
that's funny
then
because
surely
Bull Black was in the show. Gosei Knight wasn't. I mean, he was in the movie, but like.
I love the bit in that movie where they find Gosei Knight's key and like I don't even think we ever used this piece.
It's because they just
I don't recognize this at all.
The thing about that part in the movie is that the reason that the Gokaigers, they're not pretending like the Goseigers accuse them of pretending like they don't know who Gosei Knight is.
Yeah.
They don't because
We
the only
genuinely-
time they generally don't because they got like the week that movie aired was like the week between when they got the first batch of 6 Ranger keys from Basco and before Guy before Guy shows up. So in between those 2 episodes is when the movie takes place, which means they didn't use any of the keys. Like they had no time to use any of the 6 Ranger keys. Because the first time that core Gokaigers use those keys is during the episode where Guy shows up. So they genuinely don't know who that guy is. Like they're not fucking lying. They literally don't have any idea. They didn't even know. They didn't even know. Like they're like every Sentai is 5.
Yeah.
Except for Abba Ranger is 4. A couple of them that are 3. But even like the one they had the Go Ranger keys because I guess they count as core Rangers. I guess.
I guess so.
They already had the Go Ranger keys.
Official settlement on the Q Ranger 6? I
It's.
didn't know there was one.
It's fucking Ho Phoenix. Ho Soldier.
Good.
I don't care if that's the official designation or not. That's just the truth.
Literally, it is. What now, Rob? I have to say, if you relay anything other than that as the official ruling,
I will kill you.
I am going to shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Like 100%. You will die if it's not. There's a lot of things, a lot riding on a decision you don't control right now, so be careful.
The 6th Ranger, the Q Ranger, baby girl, you were just saying about it. It's really, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Good.
It's the 6th character who joins the roster, which I think is Raptor. Wait, let me remember. So the first 3 that, like, in the first episode, the first 3 that are established are. Oh no, wait, I know who it is. The first 3 are Sparta, Hami, and Champ. And then Lucky joins, and then Garu joins. So then the 6th character is Tenbin Gold. unless Heavy Sky Silver goes first. Whichever one of them goes first in the roll call, they're the 6th.
I think it's Gold then, yeah.
So
also, that's really funny that they hashed it out among themselves.
They hashed it on a fucking podcast.
That's as official as you're ever gonna get.
That's as official as you're ever gonna get. Toei don't give a shit. Toei still doesn't know who the actual second writer of fucking Blade was.
It's Blade.
Narratively, it's Chalice, but officially, it's Garen.
And I'm fairly sure Garen is the first rider you see in the show, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's Blade.
Garen, Blade, Chalice, and then whatever the last
Angle,
guy's
like,
called.
much later.
Yeah.
Langle.
I
love taking the official pronunciations from the Deca driver, the way it says things.
Langle. Yeah, narratively it's Chalice, but if you look at like the Battle Ride games and stuff, the representation is always Garen.
It's always Garen.
Like whenever Blade has a representation of a video game or some shit like that,
Chalice.
it's always never Chalice. It's always Blade and Garen. Sorry.
Well, thematically, visually, he is. It makes sense. He's
Not
the closest to Blade.
Yeah, visually, but not thematically.
No, okay, not thematically. I mean, like, they're the same suit, but
they're the same suit.
He's diamonds and Blade is spades, but like that's it. That's the only reason.
Gates Majesty uses Garen. Yeah, like I was saying, officially he's the second Gary. Like, but when you actually watch Blade, you're like the second, like the character that matters the second most to the narrative.
It's Chalice.
Is Chalice. Yeah,
imagine if
Necron is the
Tachibana
secondary. You're right, because Spectre is nothing. Because Spectre wasn't a character. That's right. I'm coming down hard on Spectre. Fuck him.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
It's been long enough.
It's been long enough. He's everything. He's everything to me. He's nothing to me. He's had it too good for too long. Ghost fans have had it too good for too long.
I'm trying to remember anything about XA to make some fucking stupid, pedantic case for who the secondary writer is in that.
Paradox.
Oh fuck! I guess it is. I was thinking
or Kuroto.
Because Tiger was a writer before anybody else.
That's right. He's the main writer.
He's the main.
In his
writer.
mind, he is the main character.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Well, for a
funny
while
that,
anyway. Everybody was the main character for like in their minds for a minute.
A good bit, they all thought.
Who's the second for Revice technically?
It's
I mean, technically you mean like
Daiji.
objectively it's Daiji, but like technically it's, I guess, Sakura.
Iki.
I mean, you can't say Sakura's role in the story is over because the show's not over yet. You don't know what's coming. It's Iki. Yeah, Vice is the main character right now.
It's
I mean,
Sakura,
right now,
then it's Iki and
Vice is sort of the
Daiji.
most important in terms of like narrative weight.
Yeah,
But
it's
flop,
his moment.
They flop back and forth. Like, you can't say that Sakura's role. I keep, and I'm not getting you. I'm not needling you. But like I've seen a lot of people complain about Sakura's role in the story about like not using her well, or like that she's not like the plot doesn't involve her or whatever. Somebody like wrote out this really long ask to me the other day, by the way, like 2 months ago, about how like they were disappointed in Revice because Sakura wasn't involved in the thing about inner demons going crazy. Like, you remember that part where like there was that bit where Vice was having problems and Kagura was like,
oh yeah,
doing stuff, and it was like, well, Love Come and Sakura have nothing to do with that. But when they wrote, and I defended the show for saying that's a poor metric to judge it on. But literally like 2 weeks after that, Sakura got like the main stage for her arc with Agura. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you can't. It's tempting to, but I want to try not to judge the show like Sakura's role in the show, because I know we're all antsy to like get a final verdict on that.
I mean, it's
the only. I mean, there's still enough time for them to screw it. There's still enough time for them to make it good. But that's the same for anything. Like, I don't want to preemptively jump on the show because we still got like 20 episodes to go.
Yeah, we got a lot of time.
But like Sakura's role in the story is over. It's like, but you don't know what's happening next week, or like the week after that, or like next arc. Like, she's still got way enough more time. She's still like the face character of Weekend. She's still being involved in fights. Like, I don't think she's done.
Yeah, no, I mean, they cycle characters in and out of the spotlight pretty often.
Yeah.
So far, like they kind of come and go. Just like, it's not like we do all of one character's thing and then they're just done and we move on to the next one. Like, they kind of have multiple arcs, which is very nice. I do appreciate it. It helps keep the cast interesting. Even, I mean, I know we pick on like Daiji and Iki and whoever else for basically not being involved in large swathes of the plot, but it's, you know, because it's not their story that's going on at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely not the cleanest way of doing things.
No, it's a bit stop and start, because it means you get attached to one character for a couple of weeks and then they're just fucking gone.
Yeah.
For like another couple of weeks, and it takes a while to come back to
It's
them.
definitely not the cleanest way, and I'm not faulting anybody for criticizing the show or like not liking what it's putting down. But I think that it's like, and I don't want to pat the show on the back just for like having good female characters. Like that's enough. Like, they've cleared the lowest fucking bar possible, but like, I don't know how to say like this is the best female writer we've ever gotten, bar none. Without that sounding like a momentous, like epic thing. But it's like they clear the bar. They clear the bar that's on the fucking ground.
Like, yeah, it was not coming from like it. They didn't have to do a lot to earn that title, but like, they have admittedly done more than like the bare minimum. In that you can definitely tell when they've been writing the Sakura stuff that's probably what they kind of want to be writing the most.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like there's the most interest and like passion going.
The bare minimum was like 01 with
Daiva. That was.
It wasn't like.
Oh yeah, fuck me! I forgot she even had a plot.
She didn't. That's what I mean.
The
bare minimum was that she existed and wasn't like Poppy. The bare minimum to me, like in terms of what 01 did with her, is that she existed and she wasn't annoying. Like, that's the bare minimum to me. Like, I think that Revice has done more than the bare minimum, but like, you also kind of had to think about how our standards are different, because if Sakura was a male character, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd still be praising her character, like, because she's still a good character. Like, I think that would come through regardless, but like, we would just be talking about her like we talk about any other like tertiary male writer. You know, Taiga, fucking Kenzan, not Kenzan, Kento, like Necrom, whatever. But like, I don't know. Like, this, you can go either way on it. You'd be like, because you do have to come at it from the specific perspective that she is a female character in a male-dominated genre.
Yeah.
That's literally 50 years to the day, and this is the first time that we've had a compelling female character that's like an actual force in the plot.
Yeah, which is it took a while.
And I think that's ultimately a problem also, that people are like feel like they're not getting enough of it. Like, because she's being cycled in and out with the other characters because she's not the main character. People feel like they're not getting their worth, which is kind of how I felt like with like Zenkaiger in a totally different example. Like, because what I wanted out of the show just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people talk about how they dropped Revice because it just wasn't good to them. Even though they're people who I normally would like think would be jumping up and down at the chance for a real female character that actually does things. And I'm not pretending that I'm going to speak for any of those people, but I think it's just because the show isn't pandering to that enough that it's just not worth for them to put up with the rest of it. Not that I think that the show is something that I put up with, because I love the show. Yeah, but I can see how like Sakura's mere presence isn't enough for everybody to want to watch the rest of the show that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I can't imagine like turning my nose up at what Sakura and Hana have going on. Is that her name? Hana?
Yeah.
Trying to use her real name. If she was male, do you think people would say about... Okay, if Sakura was male, then her rival would be male too. Like, I don't think it would be... I don't think Toei has the fucking balls to do a fucking male-female rivalry like that. You know?
Yeah.
Don't get who Gif is or what I mean, they just explained it this week. They literally explained what it is. It's like wants to enslave humanity and stuff. I mean, it's pretty typical evil bullshit. It's not anything to write home about.
Yeah, but like...
It spoiled us for that.
Yeah, Jesus, didn't it?
Oh yeah, they do that in Sentai sometimes, but it's always horny.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, probably best we don't do.
Yeah, I mean, I get people's fears that like the show will like that the show could still drop the ball with Sakura or like whatever, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like I'm not gonna speak for anybody else because I can easily see why some people just don't give a shit about Revice.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth remembering when it started that we didn't like it at all. Like, it took a few weeks, like a not insignificant amount of time for us to be like, oh, maybe this is actually good.
Yeah, well, that's because the first like 15 weeks of the show were bad.
That's what I mean, though. Yeah, like, it was a bad start.
It was not a good show back then.
Fell off it there. Then,
yeah, fell off it there.
If you remember it being a bad show and you hear, oh, it's got a good, it's got the only.
You just don't fucking trust people's opinions.
Yeah, you'd be like, what, that fucking boring bad show?
Yeah.
It's a hard thing because you kind of can't ever gauge a writer's quality by the first few episodes because it's so changeable.
Yeah, well,
after a certain point, you have to either stick at it or just go, this probably won't be for me, and sometimes you miss out.
Yeah, that's how I'm of the opinion. I don't think that there's really anything that they could do to blow Sakura in like a extreme way or anything.
Yeah, I mean they could.
Obviously, they're not interested in like blowing this. Like you were saying, like the writer obviously has a huge amount of interest in doing this right. And I do remember people saying that his original pitch was a female main character.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of.
I can't see why he would intentionally, or even like act like. I don't see how it's possible for him to screw this because he's been pretty good with it so far. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, like, I think the worst that'll happen is they won't do anything particularly more with it, and if that's like the worst likely outcome, that's fine.
It's fine. I mean,
like, this is already like, I think the thing about them pitching a female main character first, I was thinking about that so much in that fight between Jean and Aguilera. like by the waterfront.
Yeah.
Every fucking thing about it, I was like, this is completely main character activity. Like, this is not something you give the fucking third rider in any way.
In any way.
Like a whole episode about
Give
a whole 2 episodes just about that one fight.
Yeah. The usual thing is watch the first 10 to decide. Yeah, if it takes 10 to 20 to pull it together, it's not an encouraging fact. Like, I mean, I don't really care at this point. Like, if Revice isn't working for you, it's just not working for you. Like, I'm not, gonna be an ambassador for it or anything. But like, yeah, I think some people are just a little too harsh about, like, people have been burned before. Like, I know how bad I was burned the year before directly influences how like little I'm willing to give ground on the new character, on the new rider, which is why I was like even if I went back to Revice, I don't know, even if I went back to Revice with a fresh mind now, like the beginning of Revice, I might find something to like about it. I don't know though. Revice was pretty bad back then. But it's there's kind of a thing here. We've all been here for a while, some of us have been around here for a decade or more.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, you just gotta, at this point, you just gotta like kind of realize you don't have to engage with the new show if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I haven't been here anything like that long, but like I figured that out pretty early on.
Yeah.
I was like, I can just not watch this show. I just don't need to. I don't need to see it or have an opinion on it. I can just let it happen, and it's fine. And if it turns out it's really good, I can always go back and watch it. Like what I'm doing with Kira Major. I didn't watch that when it was on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, everyone says it's really good and still considered really good. I'll go watch it.
That is true. We do this here. It definitely adds a certain factor to be able to watch it here on the show.
Yeah, I think I did say last week, the week before, that were I watching Revice by myself, there are definitely points where I would have been like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it and wait until things start happening and then catch up.
I don't have to be alone with my thoughts with it.
Yeah, if I were like sitting down and watching it like on, I don't know, Mondays when it comes out or whatever, there are definitely a point where we're just going like, man, fucking whatever. I'll just someone wake me up when it's good again. Like, there have absolutely been times like that. So it does definitely color our perspectives to just view it this way, because this is definitely a more enjoyable experience, and well, not necessarily, but it's more enjoyable when the episodes like aren't as great to watch it this way than it would be if we were just watching it in our own time.
Like, I say this, but like, even though I still bitch about shows I haven't watched yet, but it's like, I don't fucking care. I didn't watch Trigger. I watched 2 episodes of Trigger and I went, this is bad, and I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I should have done that.
And it's like, I just left it. I mean, I saw people live blog about it, but I never really like. I definitely have an opinion on Trigger, but like, but I'm bad at following my own advice. But like,
yeah,
I felt no need to like engage with the new show. It's like, I don't like this.
To be honest, I think your opinion of Trigger is the same as mine, and I did watch
my
all of it, so I think you've got it. Yeah, you're right.
You see sometimes people like, and I'm not calling anyone out or like whatever, but you'll see people. I think what's wrong is like, you'll see people. It's like, who will make a comment about like the like the state of the franchise as a whole, based on like whatever. Like, people will be like, oh, Saber was bad and the franchise is declining, whatever. But it's like, it's just, if you don't like Kamen Rider, like, when people are like, I don't like Kamen Rider anymore, blah 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 blah, because like all the new shows are bad and stuff, and it's like, but I'm like, if you don't like it anymore, you can just stop participating in it.
you can
just get another fucking
just leave.
And I don't want to be a jerk, like get another hobby, like, but it's like
Yeah,
if
you're
there's
not having
nothing
fun,
here for you anymore,
genuine.
you just
Like-
just go do something else, man.
You're just fucking torturing yourself.
You're just
watching
torturing yourself
stuff
and
you don't
everybody
enjoy.
else by just being like super negative about it all the time.
You really
If I
don't
hated
need to
Revice
do
and
it.
I hated Donbrothers and I hated like everything that was coming out of modern Toku completely, I
Just
would
wouldn't
stop
watch it.
watching it.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what I did. I didn't watch the Share Zone. Yeah, if it sucks, hit the bricks.
Hit the bricks.
I didn't watch Yu Soldier because it didn't interest me. I didn't watch whatever came before that. Oh, Lupin, but I did watch that later.
Yeah, you went back to that.
I went back to that, but like, I've skipped several years of Super Sentai, and I skipped Saber pretty much in its entirety.
Yep, same.
And then I should have skipped the rest of 01. That's not my fault. It went bad.
We couldn't have known.
It went bad so late in the game that I couldn't leave. I couldn't walk out. It was like I couldn't. Like I couldn't walk out. I was so mad. And I'm not following my own advice here, but it was like it happened so late in the game, and I was so mad I couldn't walk out. Like I couldn't walk away from it.
Put it down.
But I did walk out because I didn't watch any of the V-Sins.
Do you want to know something?
01
really
pissed
funny?
me off, and I stopped watching it.
I didn't remember this. This is something that came up in my mind when somebody asked me a question about something that happened like later on in the show, and I was like, "Oh, I
Didn't watch that.
I didn't watch those episodes," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't watch the last 2 or 3 episodes of 01. I think I watched the last one unsubbed when it was live.
Yeah, but you
just to
heard me.
finish it.
I literally called you to tell you about it.
Yeah, oh, we watched it together, I think.
Did we? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we did watch it. We watched it live.
Yeah, we watched
Yeah,
it
but I
live, and
literally
that was
called
it.
you to tell you about like every episode that you didn't watch
You did.
in
that's
like
true.
explicit detail because I was so mad.
just had to fucking
Yeah.
seize to somebody about it. Yeah. I didn't realize, but because in my head I finished 01.
You did because you watched it when it stopped.
I watched the last episode, but it was like, oh yeah, I actually I heard about like the
You
2
didn't.
second to last episodes, and then I actually watched it in a language I don't speak,
Yeah.
and didn't watch it subtitled. And I'm reminded of an anecdote my dad told me once about when he went to see Peter Jackson's King Kong
Why?
in cinemas, which is a long fucking movie, right? That's like
It's not a lot. It's like a pretty long movie. Yeah.
it's like more than 2 hours long.
It's a bit long.
And he said he got to the point at the end where fuck me, Jack Black's in that movie, where Jack Black's character is like he's the movie
Yeah. Right.
remembering, but I'm pretty sure, and he's like
I
it
think-
wasn't the planes that killed Kong, it was Busey killed the beast, and my dad got up and left at that, and that is like the last thing that happens before the credits roll. He sat through all of that bullshit, the whole rest of the film, and got to the last line and was like, fuck this.
Fuck this.
I'm out of here. And like, exactly what I did with 01. I sat through all of that shit and I got to the very end and was like, you know what?
You know what? It's not worth it.
I'm out of here. It's not worth it.
No, yeah, but what Rob was saying is there are people who act like, or people who were like, I haven't liked Kamen Rider in 10 years. But like,
Yeah.
people be like, Build is the only good modern writer. And it's like,
Why
why are you still here, man?
I mean, I'm glad you stayed to enjoy Build, but
But
why
if you
are
don't
you
like it-
watching several years of shows you don't enjoy?
Or they're like, they haven't watched them at all, right? It's like, I have a big, like, I'll see people who are like, I haven't watched Kamen Rider in 5 years. And like, because it all is bad and I hate it and it sucks and I wish it was like this and that. I'm like, why are you still like, why are you still here, man? Why are you reblogging, reblogging announcements about the new shows and like, this looks like it sucks? Like, get another hobby. Get another fucking hobby! Like, and I'm not gonna,
something
I
else.
don't do that sometimes, but I try not to. Like, I'm trying not to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like anything, if none of it appeals to you anymore, maybe
Then-
you've just outgrown it. Like, it happened to me.
It happens.
It happened to me with Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I don't like Power Rangers. I don't watch Power Rangers anymore because I grew out of it. Not like it's a childish thing, because I can't say that because we're sitting here watching kids shows. But like, my personality outgrew the desire to continue to watch Power Rangers, or like whatever other things that I used to like.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ! I mean, the amount of stuff that I used to like watch religiously that I have no interest in going back to at all ever now. It just happens, you know.
Yeah.
You can just stop enjoying something.
You can just leave, get another hobby.
You can, in fact, just leave if you're not having a good time. You can just go.
It's good for you to watch get other hobbies.
Yeah. Don't just watch this. I don't just watch Toku.
Yeah, that's even the thing. Is like, even if you don't like Toku, but you still have enough of a attachment to it that you don't want to just leave. That's fine, but like, watch other stuff too. And I know most people do, but like, it's like Halo fans now. Like, you know, everybody hates Infinite really, really bad because it's got some problems, and I'm not pretending it doesn't, but I don't hate it because I still enjoy playing it. Like, every time that like something happens with Halo, and people will act like it's the end of the world, and I literally, every time on Twitter, I have to fight myself to not reply, play another fucking game. Like, literally, like, people, like 343 will take servers down for maintenance for 6 hours, and people were like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Play another fucking game!
Do you not have anything else?
Play Call of Duty, I don't give a fuck! Like, go play Apex, douchebag! What are you fucking talking about?
What am I gonna do for...
Play Bug Snacks!
Play Bug Snacks!
You fucking rube! People are like, this is the worst, this shit. And it's like, not that I disagree with them offhandedly that like Halo, that 343 has made a lot of poor choices. It's not even their fault. I'm not getting into it, but like, Halo has a lot of problems, and like, there's not enough solutions because that's not how things work in the real world. But people will be like, this sucks. There's no content. There's no blah 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 blah. I'm like, you know, there's enough content for me in Halo Infinite. Like, I agree that it's light, and there are a lot of times that I get frustrated with like, there's just not a lot to do. But when I play Halo like three to 5 times a week, and when I'm done, I play something else, or I do another hobby.
Yeah.
I don't only play Halo, and I know you don't either. So why are you play another game when you're done? When you play Halo and you get bored of Halo and you think, well, there's nothing to do here. You close fucking Halo and you go and open Zero Escape or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Shut the fuck up. There's no fucking need for you to act like that. Still gotta have a mental break. Baby girl, everybody's gotta have mental breakdowns on Twitter.
That's all the time. It is Meltdown May.
It is Meltdown May.
The most wonderful time of the year on Twitter.
But it's just like, you have... It's so weird because you're literally playing into their hand when you're like, I will have to play this game and only this game constantly. It's like, that's what they want, bro. Like, they want you to do that. Just chill. I don't even follow Toku Twitter anymore. Like, I never really did. But like,
it's not quite the same thing. But okay, my version of this, because I don't really play a lot of games. So my version of this, right, is when I check and see like stuff about toys, specifically Transformers.
Toy fans are actually the most toxic people on Earth.
They legitimately, in all the communities I have ever even tangentially like been a part of, I have never known such fucking whiners.
Such vitriol over plastic.
Absolutely, like men in their 30s, absolutely despondent, besides themselves,
because
with rage
Transformers
over toys.
Yeah,
it
boggles the mind.
I honestly, like, they'll just the thing you were saying, like when people like reblog posts about like the new
shows,
you know, like, oh, the new shows and stuff, and like, this sucks, and like a new toy will get announced, and I'll like, I know what's gonna happen, but I have to check something, maybe this time, and I'll scroll down a little bit, and I'll be like, easy pass.
Then don't buy it. Shut the fuck up.
Did no one ever tell you that if you haven't got something nice to say,
shut the fuck up?
You don't need to say anything. I didn't need to know you think it's like, oh, it's not
Who
for
the
me.
fuck are you?
You identified the problem. You can just walk away.
This isn't for me. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, man. You got it. It's a children's toy. It probably isn't. Fucking talking about the stuff that's like attached to the show that's airing, which is definitely aimed at like children.
Yeah, it's like fucking rescue
Like,
bots
not
or
like-
some shit, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's not for you,
exactly,
chief.
like, not the collector line in any sense. And it's like, yeah, man, it's not for you.
Like,
What's wrong with you?
It ain't for you, boss. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I can't believe that Hasbro isn't pandering directly to me all the time.
I do actually talk like that when I do Power Ranger stuff, though.
Okay, but the thing is,
Okay, that's a
they
totally
are
different issue.
They're pandering directly to one market, and it's the fucking worst one. So, like, admittedly, I do this. It's different that way though, because it's like I wish you would stop pandering to these specific people and give somebody else some
Give
attention.
somebody else a toy.
Please,
Can I have a
please
toy?
stop doing G1. Please stop.
No.
Doing
I like people like Transformers fans will be like, I'll be like, you know, Hasbro, like, I'll be like, Hasbro's milking fucking Mighty Morphin so bad, and they'll be like, well, it's Hasbro, they milk G1. I'm like, it's not the same, and you know it.
It's
okay, because
literally
Transformers has decades and decades and decades of toys.
Yeah, there's a lot to fucking get into.
There's something for
MPI
everyone,
is
whether
like
you want to admit it or not.
6 guys.
Whether or not there is a predominant like market like pandering toward G1 fans, which is true, I assume.
Yeah.
Like, but you got like everybody else is still getting something sometime.
Yeah.
Like fucking
even a little bit.
every single like every show at this point from a Hasbro could you go onto like eBay or like YouTube or like Amazon or whatever you buy, big fucking BBTS, Hobby Link Japan, sponsored by the way.
All of those. Sponsored.
You
by
could
the way.
find a Transformer from any show you'd like, right? Something, right?
Yeah.
You could find something from any show you like. You can reasonably find something for basically any character you like.
Pretty much.
Pretty
There's,
much,
like,
right?
Compared to the amount that there is something for. Like the amount there isn't is vanishingly small.
Like, statistically speaking, as a Transformers fan, you can find maybe not exactly what you want, the exact character, but you can find something that you like. You can find something to be happy with, right?
Yeah.
If you're a fucking Power Rangers fan and you like Mystic Force, you can kill yourself because there's nothing for you. Do you like Operation Overdrive, Samurai, Mega Force, Mystic Force, Go-Onger, Lightspeed Rescue? You can fucking die. There's nothing for you.
Get fucked forever.
There's nothing fucking for you. Do you fucking like Time Force? You've got 2 options. Like, do you like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? You can have 6 different figures of Tommy.
You can have every possible variation.
Do you like fucking Dino Fury? Fuck yourself. That's not fair because that's only in Lightning Collection because they actually have 6 inches. But like, I got 6 inches too.
I know something.
But it's like, do you like Beast Morphers? Fuck yourself because they didn't finish that. And Lightning Collection. I'm only talking about Lightning Collection, but like, as far as I understand, like the normal toy line 1 is bad. Is pretty bad, even by Hasbro standards.
Not great.
Not even by Hasbro standards. It's bad by Hasbro standards because Hasbro standards should be fucking better than that. It's bad by like Bandai standards. It's like the same crap that the Bandai was putting out.
Yeah.
They did announce Wild Force. That's right. They did
They did.
Silver and Blue.
2 guys.
2 guys. And Red is supposed to be coming with one of those bikes.
Fucking bikes.
Yeah.
Aye.
But it's like, Hasbro has owned the license for how many years now?
It's been a minute at this point.
Hasbro Power Rangers.
Snail's pace.
Hasbro has owned the license with Power Rangers since 4 years. Since 2018, and I know that COVID happened during half of that.
Obviously, there'll be some of it, but like
4 years, and there have been what 3 or 4 teams finished in Lightning Collection.
Yeah, and
And I know it's not
One of those
I know
was
it's not market savvy to just start throwing out figures for every single damn team.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Because even
but,
Transformers can't always get away with that, and fucking Transformers.
Yeah, the thing is that you don't get the interesting guys on store shelves without putting up with a bunch of the fucking same guys over and over and over again. The reason they do an Optimus every single line,
because
time,
Optimus is paying the bills for your favorite character.
He is fucking paying the bills. Without him there, the whole thing collapses. You need the easy cells.
Optimus and Bumblebee are footing the bill for your fucking Nightbeat or whatever. I don't know any characters. I don't know any other characters. It's the most obscure character I can name.
It's, he hasn't actually had a toy since 2013, and that was a repaint of Bumblebee.
See, but he's paying the bills for that. What, his Nightbeat hasn't been relevant since then, right?
Yeah, I'll probably fucking. No, it's true. He's not in anything, but it's literally
the popular guys are paying the bills, and it's like. But in Power Rangers' case, they're paying the bills for themselves to make more toys of the same guys. The MMPR comic figures are paying the bills so they can make fucking Ninjati figures, which are paying the bills so they can make the glitter armor figures.
Yay!
I don't.
It is.
Has there even been a Lightning collection of fucking Dragon Armor Trini?
I don't think so.
That can't be right.
If there has, I've never seen it. Also, Nova, there was. I'm wrong, but he was just ahead. He was one of those.
Rough.
He came with like a little car thing that turned into a gun, and he was just ahead.
There is no Lightning armor. There is no Dragon Armor Trini figure. That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's stupid. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. What the thing from
the game,
Grid, right?
Yeah. Well, it's in the comic too.
Yeah.
So they can make Eye Guy.
Right. I saw that.
And the pig.
In shops the other day.
Oof.
Huge, by the way.
Huge.
It's gargantuan looking thing.
Yep.
It's fucking Eye Guy. Who was asking for that?
But that's the thing. Every time they go on Twitter and you see people be like, "I've already pre-ordered six of them." I'm like, what?
Like, it clearly sells, but
that's the problem. Like, it sells, and then they're not translating that sales into like other markets. Which is what they do with Transformers.
Yeah.
Hell, they even do that shit with Gundam.
Yeah. Like, it sells, and they're like, "Oh well, this sells well, so we'll just do every we've committed this far now, so we have to do literally everything from MMPR that we possibly can."
They do that with Star Wars too.
Oh.
They sell the stuff that everyone's gonna buy, and then that's when you can get like the 6-inch black collection of fucking some asshole that only you care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing cool things we get a P Bandai. But that's because Bandai sucks at business.
Yeah,
and we all thought Hasbro would be better than them at this because they're fucking Hasbro.
You'd think. I mean,
Hasbro's been in the game since as long as Power Rangers. You think they would have figured out how to do this?
The Hasbro, I will say, in terms of like a fucking million figures, like in the last few years have come out, like it's been end to end to end, like so much fucking stuff, but probably only half of what comes out in a given year is available in shops.
It's all online stuff.
There's a shitload of portion stuff off on Amazon exclusives, Hasbro Pulse exclusives, fuck
Hasbro,
Target exclusives.
So sick. They do that with Power Rangers though too.
Yeah, they do. But
Abare Killer was a Walgreens. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, no, he's in front of me right now. I've got a Walgreens exclusive Brainstorm.
Do you have Walgreens over there?
No, I imported him.
Okay. Yeah, he was a Walgreens exclusive. I had to go to Walgreens.com to buy it.
Mented.
They got GameStop exclusives because nobody wants it, I guess. How have they not done Ninja Storm?
That's genuinely fucking insane. Do you know how easy of a sell
It's
fucking
Ninja Storm.
the Samurai Ranger would be?
Everyone
Even if
loves
they
Ninja
just
Storm.
did him.
Everyone
If
loves
they-
Ninja Storm. It's Ninja
Everyone loves
Storm.
Ninja Storm. Even if they just did the Samurai Ranger, like, there is no figure art Shurikenja.
There
He's
is
the
no figure. There
only
is
one
no.
they didn't do. They
Everyone
did
loves
all
Ninja
of the rest of Hurricane. And like so many people would be like, oh my god, I can finally finish my Hurricane set with like a roughly the right kind of scale and proportion Shuriken.
I mean, it's literally
And-
easy. You sell a 2-pack of the Go Riders, like it prints its own money.
You can
But
just,
they're
it's
appealing
so-
specifically to the crowd of people who like have like fucking Funko Pops.
That's literally the thing. It's like the lowest common denominator market of who remembers
Nostalgia
Power
collectors. I mean, the
I'm
fact
not
of the
gonna
matter, the fact of the matter is that like Power Rangers just it doesn't have a shelf presence.
It
anymore.
really doesn't.
Every time I go to a toy store, I mean, there are no toy stores anymore, but like every time I go to a Target or whatever, there's more Gundam on shelves than Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And Gundam is barely relevant right now. I mean, it's always relevant because it's Gundam, but like in terms of
Gundam,
like
like-
what's on your TV, which also doesn't matter anymore. I'm still thinking about this in like the way that we did
Like,
things in
it's-
like the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah.
It doesn't
the
matter what's on
2000s, like,
TV
when we were
anymore.
kids. It don't.
But I mean, but Gundam doesn't have
Even, like-
anything on screens right now, right? I mean,
I don't
there's a
think
new
so.
anime coming out, but none of the kits are from that.
No.
I mean, the kits that I'm seeing at a Walgreens are fucking Gundam Wing and fucking Zaku's and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves Gundam Wing 'cause it's Gundam Wing, but like,
Yeah.
the Power Rangers. There's not even a Power Rangers. When I was a fucking kid, there was a Power Rangers aisle.
Literally, it was so. I remember when I was very, very young, going to the toy aisle at the big supermarket, and like, it was literally half of the whole aisle
Power
was
Rangers.
just Wild Force stuff.
Oh, that was a good
Like
time.
it was. Fuck me, was it ever? It was the wild. What's the fucking? I don't remember what it's called. Gao King.
Gao King, Wild
Shitloads
Force,
of Gao King.
Wild Force Megazord. That's what it was called.
Oh, fucking Christ, of course.
That sounds
It was like a bunch of those. I remember like the fucking growl phone, the sword things, just everything.
I had a lot of
like
that stuff.
Same actually. Top to bottom, fucking from the end of the aisle to halfway down where it transitioned to something else, just Power Rangers. And I went into literally a toy shop. Like we have one in the local shopping
You
center.
still have toy shops.
Literally, yeah.
Hmm.
It's got other stuff, but like, it's mostly toys.
This is like a hobby shop,
Um,
which is like actually like a toy store.
it's actually like a toy store,
Wow.
tucked away right at the back next to the mall hairdressers
Jesus.
and the gumball vending machines. But it is there, and it's always got a lot of people in it because
Because it's a toy
kids
store.
do
Yeah.
still want toys, I guess. And the amount of Power Ranger stuff,
It's like 3
it
ROMs,
was-
right?
it was fuck all nothing. It was like 3, 4. It was like on one shelf, on like 4 pegs.
I mean,
That's it.
Power Rangers. Despite everybody will say like Power Rangers is an American brand that's persevered for over 20 years. It has
It's
no presence.
limped along for like
it's-
15 of those.
Yeah, it's limped along since the 2000s. At any Target I go to, the toy aisle has like 3 rungs of Power Ranger stuff. They're basically it's like 5 boxes of Lightning Collection, and like there's like 1 figure from Dino Fury and like the Max Musol Max thing, the
Yeah.
claw. I mean, no Megazord, no Changer,
No,
no Megazords.
that's the thing you sell.
There's
They had-
no Megazord.
When I was in the this week, they had the I don't know what they call it, the Tiramigo, basically,
Oh yeah.
but not the one that actually turns into a fucking robot. Just one that just is there. Is the dinosaur, doesn't turn into anything.
I'm not even sure they ever sold the goddamn sword. I know when the show came out that the sword and the Megazord were not on the shelf.
No, they weren't. They took a while. If they ever did the swords, like, which I don't know if they did, it took them I know it took them a good minute to get to the Zords.
That's what
'Cause
you
they,
sell
like-
day one.
That's
the
surely-
moneymaker. Like,
That's it. Like the
Hasbro
the changes
has no
of
confidence in the brand. Hasbro has no confidence in the brand in selling it to children,
Yeah,
which is why they're pulling it off children's cartoon networks, and they're just doing like comics or like whatever they're gonna do after that, because adults like that stuff. Power Rangers
Yeah.
has become Power Rangers. Like in the next 5 years, you're gonna see Power Rangers transition to the thing that a lot of older 90s and 80s properties, where they're just specifically geared towards adults, but not like adult-centric in themes or plot or whatever. Just like adult-centric sort of children's media. Like I'm talking like TMNT. You know, except I think they actually have a cartoon on the air right now.
yeah.
Well, at least they did recently.
Yeah,
But it's that kind of thing where it's like just sort of pure nostalgia, 80s, 90s kind of shit.
Yeah,
That's where
it's
Power
like
Rangers is gonna find its home for the rest of its life.
definitely. I mean, the thing is, like, probably since what, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, probably around
SPD
then.
was probably the last
SPD, yeah, that's
one
right.
that a lot of people cared about, because at that point everyone was just aging out of. Kids who grew up with the 2000s, I mean, kids who grew up with the 90s shows probably stopped caring it around Wild Force.
Yeah, and like I know
and, like,
I
kids
definitely
our age
watched
stopped
it.
caring it around Mystic Force.
Yeah, and I would say probably since then, or just after, like, Samurai-ish, it's been like,
It's been on life.
yeah, it's because that was the Disney acquisition was before that,
The
wasn't it?
Disney acquisition was during.
Time Force,
The Disney acquisition was Time Force, Wild Force.
and then on to Samurai.
Samurai was when they sold it back to Hasbro. The last
Sold it
Disney
back to-
season was RPM.
Right. Yeah, it did because it was gonna stop at Samurai, wasn't it?
No,
They
it
did
was going
that-
to
the
stop at
classic Power Rangers
RPM.
thing.
RPM was the last season that Disney was going to produce. They were very outright told that they were getting canceled. And then Hasbro or Saban bought the rights back and restarted with Samurai. And then it flopped because it was bad.
Yeah.
But like RPM was supposed to be the last season of Power Rangers, and then it kept going. What was that point? Oh wait, wasn't it that between RPM and Samurai, when Saban reacquired the rights, they aired those like HD cuts of season 1 of Mighty Morphin? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
You might not even remember that. It's not even worth talking about. A lot of young adults remember Samurai fondly. I can't believe that. I refuse to believe that. I don't care if what you're telling me is objectively true. I just don't want to believe that. That sucks.
Yeah.
I can't believe any even a child could watch that and think it was good.
Rob, that thing you said a little bit ago about how Hasbro buying Power Rangers was like Yahoo buying Tumblr, the more I think about it, the more that is literally right. Because Power Rangers is a fucking, like, it's a money sink.
Power Rangers is a cornerstone of American pop culture.
But
it is aggressively important in terms of
hugely
historically it's hugely aggressively important in terms of how toys work, how show ratings work, all of those things that were really important in the formative years post FCC kind of cracking down on certain things in like the 80s.
Absolutely.
Like there's a lot of the formative cartoons from the 60s and 70s. We're talking the original Voltron, He-Man, G.I. Joe, shit like that. Well, that was what, the 80s?
G.I. Joe was the 80s and
Yeah.
He-Man as well. And maybe
like-
Voltron as well. The fuck?
Yeah, the 70s, the 80s, your Voltrons, G.I. Joes, Transformers, G1, a lot of those Hasbro properties. And then in the 90s, a lot of those transitioned out, and in comes fucking Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, shit like that.
All Saban stuff.
All the Saban stuff. Saban was on top of the fucking world for a minute, and so it's aggressively important in the grand scheme of American pop culture. What Power Rangers was, it does
However,
not fucking matter anymore.
does not matter. It makes no money
It makes
and
no
hasn't
money.
for fucking ages. The thing is, it was shoestring always.
Always.
That's why it worked. That's why it made so much money from it, because it cost fucking almost
Because
nothing.
it costs nothing to make.
Because they paid everyone involved
We
squat
we
dick.
should have been in the reality where Stan Lee got Sun Vulcan over here like a decade earlier.
That fucking imagine where we'd be. We'd have Super Sentai in the MCU is where we'd be.
Nope. That wouldn't happen. I would make sure that didn't happen.
Other than the fact we'd have to ensure that could never happen. But like it's no surprise Power Rangers has struggled for ages, because the only reason it didn't struggle immediately was because Saban paid as little as possible to everyone involved, and it was like just the right moment for that to happen.
It's just kids don't care anymore. They've got better things.
There literally are better things. Power Rangers was never like good. Even the good stuff.
I mean,
is not,
even
like,
Sentai's in decline.
Yeah, no, Sentai has been like
Not
what?
as
Been
badly,
4 or
like-
5 years now, right? That it's always been like the background talk
Yeah.
of every Sentai. It's always like declining sales, like declining interest.
sales, declining interest. Kids don't
For-
care anymore.
What, since Q Ranger?
Since before
Is
that.
when before that? Yeah,
Joe
I guess that's when
Huger.
I first heard of it. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, even that far back.
Tokuger was a lot of the discussion around Tokuger was centered around how poorly it performed on the toy shelves,
Fucked up, really.
which is unfortunate. But like, I mean, kids got. There's just things that kids got now that we don't have. We didn't have back then. Fucking MCU. We didn't have that back then. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a
New
very.
Star Wars movies. Actually, we did have that. Come
We
to think
did
of it.
well.
We
It
did.
doesn't feel like it though, does it?
What? I mean,
They don't hit the same part of the brain.
episode 1 is like 11. Episode 1 is like 21 years old.
Yeah, it fucking is, isn't it?
Like,
Oi.
yeah. The sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy is like nearly 2 decades old. Like,
Yeah.
I went to see episode 3 in theaters when I was a kid.
I actually don't think I ever saw a Star Wars movie in theaters till episode 7.
I
It's
saw
weird, I don't know why.
I saw 3 in theaters, and I saw 7 and 9 in theaters. Not 8.
You didn't see it?
I mean, wait.
But you did.
No,
You did
7.
see
I
9.
saw Force Awakens.
Uh-huh.
I did not see Last Jedi, and then I did see whatever the last one was called.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. I did see Rise of
Don't envy you for
Skywalker.
that one.
I mean, it was better than Last Jedi.
No, it fucking was.
Yeah, it was
It
barely.
It was not.
Okay, the first half of it was.
I mean, I will concede. I have never seen the Rise of Skywalker, and if I can help it, I never
You
will.
fucking will. Yeah, I
will
did pay
not-
money for Rise of Skywalker. I did pay money. Oh, I also saw Rogue One in theaters.
I did see Rogue
That was actually good though.
That was a good movie. Didn't see Solo. No fucking.
What are you
way.
fucking insane? Nobody saw that movie.
It
Fucking
was
Solo
so-
Sweep. 1 trillion tickets sold. Imagine that, dude. I wish that movie came out and we had shit like that to say about it. Oh,
Fuck.
Solo Sweep.
So sweet. We would have been all over that shit.
1 trillion tickets sold. Let's fucking go, Falcons. I still haven't seen that movie. I did go back and watch episode 8 before I went out to see episode 9. Okay, to be fair though, I didn't watch episode 8 because I was in college at the time and I couldn't get to a theater. Legitimately, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And by the time, and like within days, everybody's verdict came down that this movie was trash.
Yeah.
So I was like,
immediately.
okay, I don't care. I guess I don't care.
Yeah.
And then when episode 9 came out, I had actually heard reviews that it was good
I did hear
from
that,
people
but
that like weren't like from independent film reviewers or like whatever. Like I read a review
so to me,
on
I
the
can't
film
imagine.
that said it was fucking good.
Unthinkable.
At least
position to
at
hold.
least they said the first half of it was good. And so I went to the theater with my buddy and we watched it, and it was laughable.
Yeah,
We had a good enough time laughing at it, and we went home, and I never thought about it again.
the metric that I have,
through their teeth.
yeah, just fucking with you.
Jesus Christ! Trying to get those Disney bucks.
The grade I have for comparing The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker is that while The Last Jedi is bad, it is not a good movie. It fails for interesting reasons.
That's pretty much it.
It had a thing in mind, and I don't think it necessarily worked. There are bits I really enjoy, but then The Rise of Skywalker is a bad movie because it tries absolutely nothing.
No, it tries something. It tries so hard to right the wrongs of Last Jedi, and it fails on every level.
That's a terrible idea.
So much time of the movie trying to
spinning its fucking wheels,
trying to back out of the hole that the ditch the Last Jedi put us in, and it was like, yeah. All that Rise of Skywalker really did was remind you about how good Episode 7 was, and how much better the trilogy could have been.
Yeah.
If they hadn't decided to just hand the sequel off to some third random asshole, and then hand the third movie back to the first guy who didn't like what the second guy did.
That was so insane. It's not a it's a fucking weird thing to do.
It is a terrible thing to do. It's objectively a bad idea.
To hand them from one to another to another, but the fact that they were then like, well, actually, I know that everyone saw this movie and it's happened now, but what if we pretended like it never happened?
If JJ made all three, it would have been fine. Yes!
What the fuck
I don't know if they
that?
would have been... They might not have been the best movies ever, but they would have at least been fucking coherent. It coheres.
Like, giving it to one guy with definitely a vision for what he wanted to do with equal to the original trilogy that was, like, potentially, if that had been, like, allowed to run its course, could have been really good.
At least it could have been
But then the very next movie, they were like, no. Oh my god, people didn't like that. We have to perform major contrition to the worst, most vocal fucking people in the Star Wars fandom right now. We have to make the loudest complainers happy immediately.
Do you remember
The Last Jedi never happened.
Can I ask you a question? Do you remember watching Episode 7 in theaters? Do you remember the scene the first time? Because his face wasn't in any of the promos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first time that Kylo Ren took his helmet off? Do you remember the feeling that you had? Was it dread? I'm being overly dramatic, but I can genuinely tell you that I was sitting there in that theater, and when that motherfucking dude took his helmet off, and I was like, this isn't good. This isn't what Vader would do. Like this guy's trying to be their Vader, and he took his helmet off, and I was like, no, this isn't right. And I was right. I called it.
Yeah.
I could feel it in my gut, and I was like, this isn't gonna go well. And it didn't.
Also, Rob, that's definitely the impression that I got.
They pandered to the people. They pandered to people who were racist.
Yeah, because whatever the legitimate criticisms, and God knows there are them, for The Last Jedi, which I like, by the way. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect, and it is completely pointless now because they reneged on any interesting idea it might have had as hard as possible. But that wasn't like the people who were like, well, I didn't think that worked thematically or wasn't well written. They were not the people that they were being contrite to.
No.
In making The Rise of Skywalker, they were being contrite to the people who were mad as fucking hell that Rose was a character who even existed. The people who went out of their way to buy merchandise for Rose and destroy it with hammers and stuff. Those fucking guys.
Yeah,
they're the ones who were like, we gotta get their money back right now. Fuck that one.
I don't even want to say that Star Wars is on an uptick right now, but it kind of is. Not
What's going on with Star Wars now?
In the last couple
Jesus
years,
Christ,
we've
that's
had
loads, yeah.
The Mandalorian,
Yeah, it was good.
Bad Batch, which was great, and
The last seasons of Clone Wars were.
the last season of Clone Wars, which is also part of Bad Batch, kind of. The the Boba Fett show did suck. I will admit that.
Yeah.
Except for the parts where it was literally just episodes of The Mandalorian. Those episodes were great.
Yeah, turns out
that that's actually what people wanted, was just more episodes of The Mandalorian. That's what I wanted anyway. When like 3 episodes went by with literally no screen time for the title character of the show, Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, those were really good episodes of the show. And I went online and people were like, those episodes sucked because they weren't about Boba Fett. I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot. This is supposed to be about Boba Fett.
Who
gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Possibly.
I mean, Boba Fett is cool and everything.
He is, but like he doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything in the originals, and everyone was still like, "Oh, he's really cool." You can't expand on that.
That's just that's the greatest example.
Vibes.
The greatest example of fandom mutation ever.
He's
just not he's not main character material. And the fact of the matter is that the main plot of Boba Fett was nonsensical. Okay? Because like the plot is that before the events, it doesn't matter. Look, the fucking worm spits him out, and he gets taken in by a tribe of Tuskens, and then they all die. I don't know. The point, he decides that after he gets his armor and stuff back, is he gets this idea that he needs to take over Jabba the Hutt's position as like the mob boss of Tatooine. And it's never, ever actually explained why the fuck he wants to do that. It genuinely. You're sort of implied that he wants to make Tatooine a better place because he feels indebted to the Tuskens who saved him from death. Kind of. That's not exactly what happened. And then they all died because a gang killed them or something. And so, but it's like, it doesn't make sense. It's so poorly written. It's like they were told make a Jango Fett show, a Boba Fett show, and they had nothing to actually go on because, again, not actually a character.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the show, literally they spend 3 or 4 episodes just following Mando. And I don't just mean like him hanging around with Boba Fett. I mean, there's deadass 2 whole episodes of the show where Boba Fett does not speak or appear on camera.
That's fucking funny.
Fucking awesome. Those episodes are great because they're just episodes of The Mandalorian. And what sucks is that they're doing that Disney fucking MCU shit where now when you want to get to season 3 of The Mandalorian, whenever that's coming, you have to watch Boba Fett. You have to watch it, or at least you have to watch those episodes, because like extremely important things about Mando's character arc, his relationship with Baby Yoda, and him reuniting with Baby Yoda are all done in that show.
That's fucking
So you have to watch those episodes of that show. And because most of that happens in the back half, and eventually it does actually intersect with the Boba Fett stuff, it's like you have to, then you're gonna be like, oh, I've got to watch the entire show because I have to know the context for what's going on, and that's how they fucking get you to watch their crappy show. Also, what's his name is in the show? That blue guy? What's his name?
Oh, Cad Bane?
Cad Bane's in the show. I think he died.
For real?
I think they killed him.
Fucked up. After everything that guy went through.
I think they finally killed him. Cad Bane was in the show. He looked great. His hat was too small, though. His hat wasn't like cartoonishly big like it is in Clone Wars.
Sucks.
I know. Yeah, BZ, you're right. That is his motivation. It just isn't. It wasn't clearly communicated, and it just wasn't strong enough for everything that happened in that show to like run off the weight of that. Oh yeah, that's right. In Bad Batch, they shrunk his hat too. Fucked up. And was lame then too. He did in fact die, but maybe not. Who knows? Who cares?
They're making that booby one show, aren't they?
It's coming out like this week, I think. I
Is
don't
it?
give a fuck. Yep.
Who gives a shit? I tell you what, is anytime he gets into a tense life and death situation, we're like, oh man, I hope Obi doesn't die here. That would be fucked.
I don't know. Whatever I heard about it wasn't like really that interesting. I was like,
No, it's got the Inquisitors in it.
the thing about
Shout out to all 5 fans of Star Wars Rebels.
right. Who is this show being made for? Fucking Rebels fans? People who played Star Wars. Oh shit, what's that Souls-like called?
Fallen Order.
Yeah, people who fucking played Fallen Order. That's what this fucking show is for. Fallen Order fans.
You want more of the Inquisitors?
They're supposed to make an Ahsoka show.
Oh yeah, they are.
But that's why I want to say, like, I don't want to say that Star Wars is in a good place, because Star Wars is in a good place tentatively. Because eventually they're going to push too far with this shit.
Oh, for sure.
I don't care about any of those things. I just want to see... I literally don't care about Star Wars right now, except for The Mandalorian. I just want to see that guy. That's the only guy I care about, is that guy. You know, 5 years ago, if they had made an Obi-Wan show, I'd be fucking coming. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Like they've been like, what if we made an original and interesting story with our whole own guy? And it's like, oh fuck.
Visions.
You can just do that.
I actually haven't seen Visions. I should watch that. I was meaning to.
What was Visions?
Visions was like the anime. It was like a bunch of anime shorts from a bunch
Oh!
of different studios.
Yeah.
It's like Halo Legends.
Right. That's the thing. Fucking Halo Legends, Jesus Christ.
That's what it's like. It's the same shit.
No, I know. I just forgot that existed. You just threw me right back.
I always remember that Halo Legends exists because fucking Studio Bones did one.
Oh my god, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oi,
I think Shaft did one too.
Yeah, they got all kinds in that.
Toei did one actually.
I think I have it on DVD downstairs.
Jesus.
It's like the only green case I have anymore since I sold all my
Great Star
Xbox
Wars short
games.
stories. That's Star Wars. Like sci-fi short stories are always good, except for when they're bad. But like,
Yeah,
short stories is a great way to do sci-fi.
I think people, the feeling I pick up from discussions that I see is that it is starting to get a little bit grating. The way all of this
The
is
MCU thing goes back and forth because a lot of people say that they're sick of it until an actually good movie comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm not guilty about this too, because I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't get fucked up about No Way Home.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, eventually, Star Wars will see. Yeah, that's also the thing. Doctor Strange 2 made like $73 million on it. I hated seeing all those fucking headlines about Doctor Strange 2 making more money than the Batman. It really pissed me off because the Batman is actually a good fucking movie.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, not saying that I don't know anything about Doctor Strange 2. Maybe it is a good movie. I mean,
I
what's his name directed it?
Hey, I doubt it.
Hey, I doubt it. Sam Raimi directed it.
He did, that's true.
So I could see how it's got some thing interesting about it. I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care about Doctor Strange. Professor X is in the goddamn movie.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently.
Is that real?
I think so.
Ah,
I don't know. I didn't watch
fuck
it.
knows. Yeah.
But I haven't really. I don't know.
Strange.
I don't know because I haven't seen any headlines talking about what that means for mutants
Oh,
in
yeah.
MCU. Because mutants are still taboo right now, aren't they? I know there's like 80 million MCU things coming out. Like I don't care about any of them. Like,
always.
they're making a fucking Iron Machine show. Like,
Huh?
they're making an Iron Wars show. They're making a show based on Iron Wars, the comic line.
Oh,
Ms.
I
Marvel.
don't know what that
The Ms.
is.
Marvel show looks fucking atrocious.
Oh, that's right, it
Her
does.
powers aren't right. She doesn't have the right powers.
awesome.
Like her powers are not like those aren't her powers. Armor Wars. I don't remember what it's called. They're making like MC Zombies. They have X-Men now.
Are they?
I went through this whole list like a few weeks ago, and I was like stunned at every single thing I saw. They're supposedly making a Wakanda show at some point. I don't know. Like, eventually, that fatigue will hit Star Wars too.
It's gotta, sooner or later.
Okay, the X-Men cartoon is actually kind of cool. I do think that's kind of neat. That they're putting a continuation of the '90s cartoon on Disney Plus. I think that's kind of neat.
Everyone
likes that.
Everyone likes that. Literally everybody does like that.
Now they should do that with the fucking Spider-Man show too. If they started putting out new episodes of '90s Spider-Man, I don't know what I would do. I would cry. I'd fucking cry. Like,
the thing is that it would be so hard to do that right because it has to look bad, or it's not the animated series. It can't look better than it did. They have to make it out of like cheap '90s polygon CG buildings and lots of reuse animation.
Still have that somewhere.
Or it just won't be the same if it looked cool.
It's just so bummer. Like, yeah, but like eventually Star Wars will hit that same roof where it's like, but it's like it's also just alienating a lot of people who are not Star Wars super fans, right?
Yeah,
and I'm on the middle line of that, but it's like, okay, in terms of if you look at the timeline here, okay, The Mandalorian comes out the first season and it's a blockbuster. Everyone fucking loves it. Absolutely. Everyone's talking about Baby Yoda, right?
Yeah. Oh Jesus, he's still everywhere now.
Everyone's still talking about that, right? Season 2 comes out. It's even better. Well, it's some people. That's debatable. Like, it's also good, right? I don't know if I think it's better, but like, it's also good. And it has a lot of cameos. And here's where the problem starts. There's a lot of cameos in season 2 for characters from like the cartoons and shit that normal fans, even I, not that I consider myself a Star Wars super fan, had to go and Google some of those characters. Like, what's the female Mando's name?
I should really know that.
I don't remember her.
Oh my god.
Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. I didn't know her. I didn't remember her. I met her like once before I stopped watching Clone Wars. I didn't watch any of the later seasons of Clone Wars where she was like a really important character with the dark saber and all that bullshit, right?
Fucking dark saber.
Ahsoka's there. I know Ahsoka because I watched the cartoon.
Yeah, we
but
know
that doesn't mean that you know fucking who Ahsoka is, or why the fuck she's important, or who the fuck cares. Because it's not like Ahsoka.
If you've only watched the movies, which a lot of people will have,
because it's not like you can just stop the show and Ahsoka be like, okay, here's who I am and this is why I'm important. Like,
yeah.
But that's where it starts, because now it's like we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Okay, everybody knows Obi-Wan, so that's okay. The Boba Fett show. Okay, everybody knows Boba Fett. That's fine, I guess. The Ahsoka show. I don't know who Ahsoka is. I do, obviously, but let's pretend that I don't. Yeah. I've only watched the movies. I don't know who Ahsoka Tano is, or why the fuck I should care about Ahsoka Tano. I don't know who Bo-Katan is, or why the fuck I should care. It's a movie people Anakin had an apprentice the whole time that we just never saw. Yeah, because like, you know, back in the day, the Clone Wars cartoon was always sort of B-canon at best. But now Ahsoka is just canon. Ahsoka was there the whole time.
They just made that shit up.
Well, because now the later seasons of Clone Wars had to divulge this whole thing, and I'm not saying it's bad because Ahsoka's character arc was actually pretty good in that. It was about how she was accused of treason or something, and even though she was cleared of it, she was disillusioned with the Jedi Order and left, which put Anakin in a more vulnerable state right before Episode 3 started. And that's why all that shit happened, because because at some point you have to register with the fact that it's like, if Ahsoka was there, that wouldn't have happened.
Surely. Yeah, we couldn't possibly.
If Ahsoka was around during Episode 3,
Don't
That
don't
shit
be
would've-
talking.
There's still like you still have to deal with the disconnect where it's like nobody mentions Ahsoka in episode 3. Anakin doesn't actually
Yeah,
seem
ever.
bothered by that in episode 3 because the fucking
Yeah.
character doesn't exist.
Because
In the
that hadn't
script.
happened.
You know, Anakin's
she
just
she didn't exist yet. for
Anakin
like
and
another
Obi-Wan
year.
are doop-dopping along and fucking having funny one-liners and shit because Ahsoka doesn't exist to them.
Yeah.
They literally should just remake episode 3 in the cartoon style
They.
with all of these
Oh.
extra factors included.
Do you want to?
I'm not fucking kidding.
The new Lego Star Wars game,
Skywalker Saga?
Skywalker Saga.
Oh, does it actually do that?
It doesn't exactly, but I think all of the characters in the prequel stuff are voiced by their Clone Wars show equivalent.
Counterparts? That's funny.
Yeah. So it means that you get like the scenes like Anakin killing Dooku and like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, and all that
With their
those
Clone Wars
actors.
actors.
And you like the first time I heard that, I was like, you fucking know.
Come on, just make the goddamn movie.
Just make it again. Especially like I think Anakin and Obi-Wan's voice actors were definitely like, man, imagine if we got to do that.
Imagine if we got to do that.
What's funny is they don't change any of the dialogue though, so it's still
Season
fucking
6, Anakin was
appalling.
doing pretty okay. I don't actually know the specifics, but like you still have to deal with the mental, the know-how that like Ahsoka isn't canon in episode 3 when it was written, but she
Yeah.
is canon now.
If you watch it now, there's canon that exists behind it that did not when it first came out.
They did their best. I mean, they did their fucking best.
Yeah, they really tried. They really, really, really.
You also
tried.
have to deal with the fact that every time you see Commander Cody on screen, that you just know what's coming for him.
Yeah. Fuck all.
Fuck all, nothing. At least
Fuck that
Rex
guy.
got out okay, but not Cody.
Not Cody. Fuck that guy because we know for a fact he didn't make it.
And also that Vader fought Ahsoka for episode 4. Yep, and yeah, now that Rebels introduced that Vader and Ahsoka met once, before Ahsoka got fucking like shoved in a time displacement bubble for the rest of the war, or whatever the fuck. What was my point? What was I going for? I was like talking about something. We got sidetracked. They need to make the movie Clone Wars is good. There's a lot more canon than there should be. Anyway, the point is, the more that they start delving into and I'm not necessarily saying that they shouldn't, but the more that they keep delving into these other shows, the more that they're going to alienate the casual audience, and that's not normally something that I like to say, but it's true, and it's not so much that the shows exist that it's alienating the casual audience, it's that the shows are coming out and none of them are fucking The Mandalorian. Because
Yeah.
I don't fucking want to give a shit. I don't give a shit about the Obi-Wan show. I might if it's good, but everything that I know about it doesn't seem like it's going to be that way.
No.
I don't fucking care. I want more. I want season 3 of The Mandalorian. I don't want the Book of Boba Fett. I want fucking Mandalorian. I'm a casual Star Wars fan, and this is the show that I'm interested in. I don't fucking care about Boba Fett or fucking Bo-Katan or Ahsoka Tano or any of that shit. I want to see more of The Mandalorian. That's the show that I'm fucking watching. And I don't want to have to wait 2 years for all these other bullshit spin-off shows to come out so I can get back to the fucking show that I goddamn want to watch. And I certainly don't want to have to go and watch the Ahsoka show because guess what? Fucking Mando's in that too. I don't actually know
It
that for
is-
a fact, but I'm just suggesting.
Almost certainly.
Almost
'cause he's
certainly.
related to the plot, right? There's going to be some stuff.
Yeah, and also everything.
Arc Tatooine.
Everything's on fucking Tatooine.
This is a bit that I have had since probably.
Hi
I don't
everybody,
know,
we're
maybe
still
episode
going
2.
for some fucking reason.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. I think we're still on the wind down from the most fucking demented episode of Revice.
We're talking
We
about
couldn't
Star
just-
Wars because we're talking about Power Rangers because we started
Power
talking
Rangers.
about Transformers.
Yeah.
Tatooine is cool in small amounts, but we've fucking seen it enough. I've had those
It's-
amounts. The small
it's
amounts are
filming
episode
in-
4.
Filming in Nevada.
The small
That
amounts
one-
are how fucking awesome she is to film in a desert.
I fucking hate sand planets in Star Wars literally worse than anything else I hate about Star Wars. Like any of them, all of them. Jakku, Tatooine, fucking
Jakku
every
is just
single...
Tatooine. I mean, it's the same thing.
It is. It's the same shit. I don't even know why. I know why they bothered, because you couldn't just have it be on Tatooine. But like,
Even though that's what they do now.
yeah, fuck it. Whatever. Everything was going on Tatooine, the most important little backwater in the whole fucking galaxy.
The only place
Nice
that
try,
Darth Vader
Rob,
would
by the
never
way.
go because he hates it there.
Yeah, that's literally. They would never send Darth Vader there because he will not go. It is the quarry.
It is the quarry.
It's those stairs, you know. It's
Yeah.
It's all of that.
I'm like,
Fucked it up.
but I also don't care about Star Wars.
I don't care about Star Wars,
I just care about the Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
except for
Yeah, he did go back there a couple times.
I
In like the
haven't wa-
EU, like the comics or like whatever. No,
yeah.
no.
I don't think did Rogue One come out before or after Episode 8?
It was before. It was between because it was 6 Rogue One, 8. I mean, hold on, 7
Seven.
Rogue One, 8 Solo, 9.
Right. Okay. So I haven't seen any Star Wars anything since Episode 8
Good.
at all.
You should watch The Mandalorian though. It's good.
I should watch Mandalorian. Everyone tells me I should.
It
watch
does have
Mandalorian.
a sand planet on it though.
Well, it's Star Wars. It comes with territory.
Not Tatooine.
I think
A different sand planet.
I've definitely sat down before and thought, is there a sand planet in literally every Star Wars movie? And I think the answer is yes.
Probably. I don't think there was one in
actually-
episode 3. Did he go back to Tatooine in episode 3? Oh yeah, he did because that's where he put Luke. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and so tired.
Geonosis in 2.
Well,
Tatooine
Tatooine was also
one.
in 2 because he went back to kill them and not just
Oh
them. but
my
the-
god!
And
Yeah,
not just the
Tats-
men, but the
Tatooine's in
women and the
all
children
three of
too.
them. I killed them. It's in 4.
I don't think it was at 5 or 6.
No.
I don't think there was a
Maybe
sand
they-
planet 5 or 6.
Oh no, he does go to Tatooine in 6 because Jabba's palace. All that shit with the
God
Sarlacc.
damn it. Was
but
Jabba's palace
5,
in 5? That's it, right? It's the only good episode of Star Wars.
I think it might be because there literally isn't, because it's Hoth, then it's Dagobah, it's mostly in space, there's an asteroid, and then it's Cloud City, and the movie's over. So there isn't.
A lot of nothing happens in that movie, let me tell you. You know, a desert, a snow planet, it's kind of like a desert.
It's a sand planet in spirit.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. It's a big expanse of monocolored small particles.
A lot of wet places in episode 5, actually.
Yeah, actually, snow and swamps and
A lot
clouds.
of nasty,
all wet.
nasty places.
A wet, creepy movie.
It's just a nasty. You know, there's a time where you could buy a ticket to a movie and see a real fucking nasty looking freak. A Muppet looking motherfucker.
Imagine
Not.
imagine going and seeing Star Wars Episode 5 in cinemas when it was new and then never having seen Yoda before.
Not knowing about Yoda.
Like, imagine like your whole everyone's Star Wars experience is just A New Hope. Like
Yep.
that's it. And you
It wasn't
you
even
go
called that back then, was it? It was just called fucking Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah, it's just Star Wars. You go and see this movie, and like halfway through, he lands in a swamp, and
There's a
this
fucking
little
Muppet.
fucking green thing
There's
with a
literally a
stick comes
Muppet.
out and starts stealing his food.
Literally a Muppet.
How must you feel?
How would you feel?
And
It's
you
literally a Muppet. Like,
it's Frank Oz, isn't it? Right? Like literally,
I think it is
of
Frank
the
Oz. Like, Jim Henson made that motherfucking thing.
Muppet. Yeah,
I think Frank Oz was in that stupid son of a bitch.
nasty little fucking guy.
Nasty little fucking guy. And then he
It's-
dies in the next movie.
The funniest thing I've learned is that whole scene with Luke asking him is Vader really my father, is because people were like, I don't believe it. There's no way. He's lying. It's not true. And they were like, okay, we need to convince people that's actually true, because otherwise the whole ending of this film isn't going to land very well. If people were like, Vader was just fucking with him. So Yoda had to be like, no, he meant it.
Everybody knows the fucking bit that Mark Hamill told about that interview when fucking Harrison Ford didn't know. Like, because nobody knew except, like, him and, like, the directors.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking legendary.
I love shit like that.
Everybody knows that now, but, like, how... You can't imagine
that
the
would be-
cultural impact.
Truly.
What about George telling Frank that they're not going to replace the puppet with, and they just do it? Jesus.
He's doing it.
Okay, that was because at that point in time, George was obsessed with CGI, and I don't mean that in any other way, but literally,
Genuinely,
literally, he was completely obsessed because of Jaws. Because George Lucas and
Steven Spielberg?
Spielberg are like best friends.
Yeah.
Like they're really close friends. And George, I think, helped on Jaws. And the computer generations that they did in that just completely captivated him. Just captured his mind completely.
For as much as it sucks, I do at least respect that it came from a place of genuine passion.
Yeah, he wasn't just
like he really was. He was all in on that. It's bad though.
At least episode 1, the over reliance on CGI over practical effects was not like a cost cutting measure like it is these days. It was out of a place that genuinely Lucas thought computer generated graphics were the future.
Yeah.
He coming from a guy who spent all of his career in the original trilogy with such a dedication to practical special effects, the sawdust explosions, the miniatures, the dolly cams and everything. The George Lucas's complete 180 towards CGI and green screening was out of a place of a genuine belief that was the future of film. Which I mean, he wasn't wrong, I guess, but
no, not quite for the reason that he was thinking.
He did. There was a lot of practical effects in that movie. I mean, a lot of practical stunt work. A lot of the entire pod racing arena was all practical. Everybody knows about that, right? Like
it wasn't it?
The stands and everything were all practically made and hand painted. A lot of those sets were made on lots. The starships and stuff. A lot of that stuff it's more practical than people give the original trilogy credit for. The problem with the original trilogy was that it was pretty much all shot on studio lots with green screen. And a lot of people have pointed towards that as a reason of why the acting in those movies is so kind of not great. It's hard to act offset for these people. Like that. This is like what I hear is like, because so much of it was just green screen. You're essentially just standing in a fucking room. That is just completely all pastel green, and you're in your silly little costume, and you're speaking your lines to an empty room, right? It's hard to act in those conditions. At least it was back then. I mean, actors are used to that now because that's just how we do things, on Marvel and stuff. But back then, people just weren't ready for that kind of shit. I mean, the least that these people were used to would be stage acting, like stages, and at least they would have dressing on them.
Yeah.
Or something, other people around. Acting in front of a green screen on a studio lot, on a set that's not real with fake shit everywhere, it's just disorienting as an actor. At least it was back then. Which is why like all the performances in the original trilogy, especially the first episode, are just like kind of weird. Not like necessarily bad.
depending on who you ask, but like kind of
Yeah.
not their best performance. And everybody always criticized the acting being like stilted or hammy or like bad dialogue, but it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to act like that? 20 years ago, before that was standard. And that's my rant about that. That's my defense of George Lucas. Concluded. Only nice thing I'll ever say about him
Yeah, that's it. Fuck that guy.
is that George Lucas, despite how bad he is at a lot of things, he approached his projects with genuine fucking passion. As misguided as that passion may be.
Did you ever see the interview thing he did not long after, either just before episode 7 came out, or like I think it might have been after, maybe even after episode 8.
Yeah.
Sometime in that point where he's talking about like the whole selling the rights
selling the
to
whole
Star
thing, yeah.
Wars thing. And he's talking about, I forget the exact sentence. He's like, and obviously we did like, we did the prequels and kind of it went this direction. He's like, and then at some point, he specifically refers to me as like, we sold it to the those white slavers about Disney, and you can kind of see he goes like, There's a definite moment where he's like, this is like a recorded interview, and I just keep talking, just move on from it. But like
George.
Yeah, but it was like he's not wrong.
He immediately, you could tell that he immediately regretted that.
Yeah,
decision.
it was like the minute he saw how it was going.
The minute he signed his name on that fucking document, he was like, oh shit.
Ah man,
I fucked it.
I fucked.
But I mean, the most
that.
you could say whatever you want about the trilogy, the prequel trilogy, but it was made by a man with a genuine vision and a fucking passion for the world that he was creating. Whether or not you liked that vision is a different story. But there was a man with a creative vision who saw that vision through and was satisfied with what happened in that vision. Now, the Disney movies, the sequel trilogy, are none of those things. There was no passion behind those movies. At least not on the actors used to be passionate about it.
Yeah,
There was no passion in those movies. There was no direction. There was no vision. There was no creativity. It was just making Star Wars movies because that's what you do now. Like, George Lucas, and I'm not like, Apocalypse Now. He almost made Apocalypse Now, wanted to film it on location in Vietnam. Nut job. Insane
Nut
man.
job. That's, imagine.
Psycho.
Unfucking believable.
Unfucking believable. Like, you ever seen that quote about how like people who grew up, like George Lucas grew up with like samurai movies and like cowboy films, and he made Star Wars, and people who grew up with Star Wars just make more fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sucks. I mean, there's a lot of unfairness in that quote, but it's not like it's completely unfair.
Wrong, kind of.
Because there are people who grew up with Star Wars who make their own things now, but it's like,
yeah,
you just expect it. You just expect there to be more Star Wars movies. When I was growing up, I never expected any more Star Wars movies.
No,
ever. I thought it was done forever.
That was it,
And I was fine with that. Like, some people put new stuff into Star Wars. I mean, like I said, it's not exactly a fair quote, but it is something that rattles around in my fucking head. And it's like, recursion, yeah. People want to put more Star Wars into Star Wars, yeah. It's like people who grew up with Spider-Man comics just make Spider-Man movies now. It's like, there's nothing new. And again, that's not true because there's tons of new stuff being put out all the time, but it's like...
Yeah. In terms of what, actually makes an impact on, the broader cultural landscape in the way that Star Wars did...
It's just the same stuff from the 80s.
Yeah, it's all that still. There hasn't really been a big breakout thing into, modern pop culture since... fuck knows when.
The 90s? I don't know.
Yeah. kind
But again,
of
it's not fair because it's like I like those things too. Like,
yeah, no, I get why. I mean, I enjoy it. I've seen a bunch of this stuff.
you know,
I watched, all the same MCU movies everybody else did up to a point.
yeah.
Up
watched-
to Avengers,
That's
of all things.
a good way to stop. Good place to stop.
I
You're good there.
I was amazed. No, I mean I watched up to Captain America, and then that was me done for quite a while.
That's it. Seen enough.
Did not see Avengers for at least 3 years after it came
I
out.
saw it in theaters.
I think everyone else in the world except me did.
It was just you.
I think
yeah.
that was literally just me. I was the only. In my film class, they did a little just gauge who's seen what thing. Like, raise your hand if you've seen this, this, and this. And like, at the last one I did was like just as a joke almost, was like, okay, who's seen Avengers? And everyone else's hand goes up, and I'm like,
Okay, fuck you guys.
yeah.
I'll see
And they-
myself out.
I think he looked at me and in genuine confusion, he was like, how?
How you know?
How did you not see it? How do you not go and see Avengers? And I was like,
Because I got better things to do, boss.
I don't give a shit. I choose to believe it's because the projectionist stopped Captain America before the post-credit scene, so I wasn't left with anything to go off.
You just thought that was it?
I mean,
They
literally,
fell into
it
the
went
ocean
through
and
all the
died.
credits.
That's it.
That's it. It went through all the credits, and 1 second of the post-credit scene played, and the guy just stopped the fucking projection.
Thank
and
you.
everyone left, and the thing was like, what the hey?
He didn't know.
Didn't know. Fuck it.
That's what makes me mad. I was gonna say earlier, like, it makes me so mad. I'm back all the way back to this, that every fucking headline is like, Doctor Strange outsold the Batman 6,000%. It's like, yeah, the Batman was good though.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. You guys should go watch the Batman. It's really good. I've seen it twice. It's 3 hours long, but it's good. I watched it the second time. I was like, what would I cut down if I could? I couldn't really think of anything. It needed those 3 hours.
Yeah, it's
I
good
would-
when long movies are long.
If
for
I
a
really
reason.
wanted to be pedantic, I would cut out the car chase scene. But I'm the only one who didn't really like that. Like, I didn't dislike it, and I thought it was a little too long.
Was
It needs-
Eternal something that was in theaters?
Wasn't that a... That didn't come in theaters. That flopped immediately, right? it came into the theaters and fell on its ass, and,
that
it
was
just
it.
came out of the theaters. Marvel movies feel like as real as the Batman did. Yeah, the Batman is a film. It has themes and a thesis, and it's not just like a mindless action film. I don't know. Like, it's a good movie. It's the best, probably the best Batman. It's probably the most Batman movie. It's like, I think it's the best Batman movie. It actually is a superhero movie that has themes, and it has themes and iconography and a thesis statement about the main character and a growth and actual superhero stuff that's more than just beat the bad guys shit.
Insane. I didn't think such things could be done.
And also, Robert Pattinson was great. I'll tell you, he's really good.
He's a real dynamite actor, to be honest.
He really is. Quite impressive. I liked everyone in that movie.
Robert Pattinson's got a hell of a lot of range on him, to be honest.
He really does.
Really one of like the really good actors of the moment, I think.
It helps that he hasn't been in anything like franchise for like a decade.
Yeah.
Like, he only picks and chooses his own projects because he's got all that Twilight money, I guess.
Yeah, I get. He really he can just do
So he
whatever the
only
fuck he
picks
wants.
projects he's actually fucking passionate about.
It's really good.
Um,
I loved him in The Lighthouse.
I still haven't seen
Insane
that.
movie.
I haven't seen that.
It.
I want to. Like, I just haven't got to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it in like the nice old cinema we have here that like used to be a theater.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
very elevating.
Yeah, it's like the proper like where they show kind of slightly artsier movies, and I don't know necessarily how different. It's the thing I always think when I liked a movie in theaters, how I
different
would feel watching it like
at home.
on like because it's it's quite commanding of your attention, the Lighthouse, when you watch it on the big screen. I wonder
If you
how
see,
much
that's
of
what,
a difference it would
I
make.
actually liked the Batman more the second time I saw it at home in my room than I did in the theater. This isn't normally how that goes. Like the second time around, I was able to like the first time that I watched the Batman, I wasn't like, I was like taking it in as it was coming to me in the theater, and I still wasn't sure if it was going to be good, if it was going to be like too long. It was like, whatever.
Worry about
is it going to drag? Is the Riddler going to be like portrayed in a way that's not offensive? All these like thoughts, feelings weighing on. The second time, after like 2 or 3 weeks after I saw the Batman, actually more like 2 or 3 months, and then I had enough time to process it and be like, yeah, that was actually a lot better than I gave it credit for the first time. I need to see it again, and purposefully watch it to like digest what this film is actually saying to me, and I liked it a lot more the second time.
Sometimes you do have to take multiple.
You should watch every movie twice, just like back to back. You should watch like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies twice, just like that. You watch Spider-Man, you watch it again. You watch Spider-Man 2, watch it again. Watch that scene in Spider-Man 2 when Aunt May gives the speech to Peter about Spider-Man being a hero, and you cry. I cried last time I watched that scene. It really got to me.
Incredible movie.
Incredible movie. Incredible sex.
Wow. And like that, it comes full circle.
And with that, we're done.
That's it.
That
What you didn't realize is that was all one big loop back.
was a take. That was one take.
Calculated.
That was one take.
We meant to do all of that.
I still have a migraine.
The thing is, I'm still sweating.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm still I'm still as kind of like clammy as I was when we were watching Revice. It's like poetry at rhymes.
Oh my god! All right, let me get you guys out of here. This is the part where I say a lie about how soon the VOD will be up. It will be up. I will be able to put at least one. I have this is 6 weeks now that I'm behind. I will be able to put up at least 2 this week. 1 maybe tonight, and this one will come out by the end of the month. On God, swear to God, that's it. I'm gonna send you guys over to Mocha. Hope you guys had a good time. 4 hours.
Hope you had a good 4 hours of mostly listening to us talk.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Well, that's what you come.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. No, I need to read first. Okay, bye.
Bye.